Alright. Looks like we are good to go. So, this is Diablo III, new game, Wizard. So essentially, for Diablo, there's New Game and New Game Plus. The big difference between them is New Game Plus lets you use Paragon points and I think other items from other characters. New Game just makes you create a hero, play from scratch, and beat the game. So, I'm going to start off by creating the hero. Let Windows give me an error message and get into it. Let's name him MOAM Man. Alright, so timing starts when you first move the character, so it'll load in everything and basically just kind of let you get everything out of the way that you need out of the way. And then as soon as he starts talking, you start the timer. So I'll get this out of the way. Get this out of the way. Do that. Alright, and here we
Follow me.
Go.
This place reeks of the dead. The fallen star must be near.
Okay, so first things first, you're walking along and you get to a gate and there's people attacking the gate. You don't know why, you don't know what for, so you just kind of kill things and talk to this guy. A lot of this dialogue is skipped because obviously it's faster, so you're just kind of spamming to skip over all the text and whatnot. And you kill off these things. And he says, wow, you're pretty good at fighting. I'll let you in. So, you're sent to talk to Leah at the Slaughtered Calf Inn. Let's open that book up for experience later. She tells you everything's going wrong, blah blah blah. People turn. You kill them off. You talk to her again. The barkeep tells you this is killing business, and you head back out. So the biggest thing about this game is you want to optimize damage you deal, movement speed, and leveling up. For Wizard, it's important to get to level 21 and 22 because you unlock the teleport skill and the disintegrate skill. Disintegrate is a laser that basically does a lot of damage and goes through enemies, which makes it really easy to clear things, and teleport does exactly what it sounds like and lets you teleport. Something that you want to optimize is you want to destroy items. So if you destroy, I think it's 5 or 6 or 7 items, you will get a speed boost. So you can see I now have a speed boost because I destroyed those. And obviously with it being a speed game, you want to get as many speed boosts as possible. But obviously the downside again is that you are losing time for every item that you stop to kill. So here you see me killing the Wretched Mothers, which you might not need to do, but if you complete the bonus, I don't think I killed enough to complete the bonus, but if you complete the bonus, you're able to get a bit more experience, and it helps you obviously get to the next levels faster. So here we come back to collect Leah, and we're back off to the old ruins. She opens the gate, and you continue onwards looking for Adria's hut. Fortunately, the way the game's laid out, it's not that hard to find.
I'm told he was a great warrior who was lost when Tristram fell.
Hey MW. So yeah, this is Adria's hut, not much to it. There's a hidden cellar, which is pretty much the only part of the thing that you can actually see. So, these guys come up, you kill them, and then you talk to Leah, gives you some information, and you're off to the cathedral. Thanks, man.
Regardless, wherever he's headed,
Okay, I haven't picked up anything extra yet, so
The shadows close in on Tristram
thanks
once
Flicker,
again.
and thanks Bridge. We might see a Phoebe, I'm not sure. All depends on the luck, really. The
So this
most frustrating part about Diablo speedrunning is that there's a lot of randomness. So obviously the story stays the same and the locations that you go are the same,
the star fell.
but the little dungeons and whatnot that you visit, they are consistently changing. So, get out of my way. No, I didn't get enough for a speed boost there. So you'll have to search for signs of Deckard Cain in the cathedral, but you don't know where he is, and the way you get to him changes every time. So you're kind of just stuck walking around looking for the right way, and you might find it quickly, you might not. So a lot of the game is walking around and not knowing if you're really going the right way. I think this might be, like, you might see some things you recognize, you might not. Sometimes if the game recognizes that you're going really slowly, it'll pop up a quest marker and it'll say, hey, you might want to go this way, like here, or if you get close enough. So this was pretty good. Found it quickly. So we head into Leoric's Passage, and there's a little cutscene here. I'm going to skip it. But basically, there's an old guy getting attacked by skeletons, and that's the gist of it. So you kind of have to help him out, you know. Kill a couple things, yeah. Wait for the big guy to come in. Kill him too. And then talk to Deckard Cain. You can loot here, get stuff, get more damage, because Deckard Cain takes forever to go to the door. And then you just kind of make it off to Tristram again. She says hi, you do some things, talk to him, and then you go talk to the blacksmith. So right now Hadrig is going to help you rebuild the crown of Leorix, and except he needs you to help him with some stuff. Basically there's a cellar where they keep all the people who are turning into zombies, as you saw from the first part. So he wants you to help him. Sad part about this all is the person you meet at the very end of this is actually his wife, which is very sad. So she turns into a wretched mother, and yeah, just kind of do what needs to be done. Alright, talk to him in the Cellar of the Damned, and then you're off to the Northwest Gate. And every once in a while you want to check out what items you have and see if it's better damage, obviously. So the Cemetery of the Forsaken, you're now looking for Leoric's crown, which is in a crypt in one of the cemeteries. You don't, when you get there, I'll show you when you get there, but there's 3 of them, and obviously because this is Diablo, there is a random aspect to which of the 3 that you get. You don't quite know, so you just kind of go in one, take a look around, realize, oh, it's not this one, and then go back out to the next one. There is a road that leads here, but obviously if you have to follow the road, you're not getting there faster. So let's go into the first defiled crypt and see what we have. Okay, don't know yet. You see skeletons, you know, normal things that you'd see if you're going into a crypt. You know, little imps. That's normal, right? I'll go with it's normal. Okay, pop open this gate, realize that you've ran into the Jar of Souls. Jar of Souls is a little mini event. It's obviously a random spawn. Usually when you find it, you quickly know that you're in the wrong place, and you want to start off towards finding an exit. But long story short, if you open the Jar of Souls, it locks you in the room until you complete the little quest. And obviously, with the time being of the essence, you don't want to do that. Yeah, so here's the exit. Your character recognizes, oh, I'm in the wrong room, and you want to just exit as soon as possible. So you have to kill the enemies, and then you're able to use the warp stone. So of course, because you used the wrong one, I'm just gonna get a quick speed up here. There we go. And we're into the next one. Let's freeze those guys as we go by so they won't be a problem. Alright, got 2 ways to go. I probably choose the wrong one as usual. And yep, that's usually how it works. You choose the wrong one and then you end up having to backtrack. No worries. Okay, so my speed boost ran out, and there's some wallers who, as the title kind of figures, you put walls in your way.
This is the wrong crypt.
Yep. Of course, you run into a big guy right at the exit, so you have to kill him. So, unfortunately for me, I ran into a lot of bad luck. Crown wasn't in the first or the second, so that obviously leaves the third. Skip past those guys and keep going, basically. Okay, let's just head up this way. Freeze those guys so they're not a problem. I think it's this way. I might be wrong, but we'll see. Obviously a long and winding path. Not quite what you want in a speedrun, but hey, take what I can get. So again, I'm not really sure where I'm going right now, but I think because that looks like it links up with the other path, I'm gonna just go back down this way to hopefully find the door. Freeze these guys so they don't bother me. And another thing to note is that I'm obviously playing on normal difficulty. Normal makes it fastest to kill enemies, and it lets you progress through the game quicker, which is obviously the main goal. The game has, I think, 16 different difficulties. Normal, hard, expert, master, and torment. And torment, I believe, has 13 different difficulties, leading from torment 1 to torment 13. So here we are in the Chancellor's Tomb. We're going to find what we need in here. Yep, there's the Chancellor's Altar, and basically kill some stuff off while this guy spawns, and then, yep, take what we need off of him, and then head back to town. Ah, wrong button. Oh, I need the crown first, right. Don't hit me. Ooh, just got out of there. That was good. Alright, talk to Hadrig, have him repair the crown for me, check my items, throw a couple of these around, might as well just drop my stuff here, keep the inventory clear. Yeah, I don't care what you have to say to me, pick something up. Deckard Cain says hi, and we're back to the Cathedral Garden. Alright. Leoric's Passage, and we're continuing down through the cathedral to run into Leoric, who is the old king of Tristram. Good old cutscene of a door. Maybe I can get a little speed boost here. No, guess not. I'll take this pool of reflection because it boosts experience. It'll be worth it in the long run. Maybe get a few kills off that. Yeah, that's good. Accidentally click on some things. So now I am... Thanks, Furman. Now I'm going down through the cathedral and looking for, obviously, the way down to the next level and the next level. There are 4 different levels to the cathedral, and at the bottom you'll find King Leoric and the next thing that you're looking for. I won't spoil it yet to keep it interesting. There we go. Quest marker popped up. Already in the right place. We're doing well. So yeah, here's Cathedral level 3. And you come in here and you see that there's a bunch of cultists doing incantations on a warrior. It says help them out, but you can just kind of walk by and ignore them. What you have to do is you have to help him out and then help him find his lost stuff. And wow, he just magically teleported with you. Good coding. So there's his stuff, if he ever finds it. There you go, man. Alright, and you're off. Off to the next part. He tells you of a person called John Dar, who was an order with the Order of the Templar like him, but recently defected to the Coven to practice dark magic. And so John Doe is going to block your way, and because you have the Templar with you, it progresses the storyline a bit more in his storyline, and you'll basically just continue on to the next part as well. So the nice thing about the Templar is that he'll passively kill some things. If you give him enough damage, he'll do it. So here we go, we've reached some unpassable spikes. The Templar comes in, says the will of a Templar is stronger, and gets them out of your way. And you meet John Dar, kill him, you know, wait for him to die, hopefully skip a bit of speech. There you go, execute him. Yeah, I'll have him join me. You saw 2 of them there because you kind of skipped the speech part where he's supposed to disappear. And you're magically into Cathedral level 4. Nope. Okay. Protection Shrine, might as well take it because I'm here. Might be this way, might not be. Hopefully it's not a dead end. It's a dead end, of course. No worries about that, though. So let's just continue up this way. Couple of barricades, couple of archers. Let's go up this way. Looks like there's enough barrels here for me to get a speed boost. Yep.
I'm just warming up.
A little bit of speed boost to help me along. That's nice.
Stronger still.
Level ups make a little explosion of damage, and if you're around enemies, that helps you kill them off like that. That was really helpful to get a little bit of experience without having to do anything. I think I'm in the wrong room. Probably have to backtrack. Yep, no worries. Still got my speed boost on. It's about to run out. But, again, no such worries. Still haven't picked anything else up. So let's just go on this way. Okay, you see a bunch of skeletons down there. He'll go smack some. Eventually catch up with you because he realizes you don't care about them, so why should he? And we're still heading down to look for the Royal Crypt.
What mischief is this?
Let's try it this way, see what happens. I think in this, usually if you can see the little hole there where something fell, it's a good indication that you're on the right track. So I'm just gonna kind of continue along this way. I don't see anything down there. now gotten myself into a wee bit of a pickle. I'll just have to fight my way back through so I can avoid all these unit collisions. Okay, no worries. Nope, I guess this was the wrong way. Oh well. Still have to get back out past these guys. Okay. So I'm getting a bit of a rough sequence here. It's not great RNG, but you kind of deal with what you have to. You hope it gets made up in other sections of the game, but you never know. I'm hoping the game just takes pity on me sooner rather than later and says, here's your quest marker, but I kind of doubt that's going to happen. It's going to make me go and find it all by myself. Hope it's not down there. This looks like it kind of joins back up with the rest of it, but not really. So I've searched up there. It probably is just down that little pathway back behind me that I wanted to skip over. No worries. Bit rough. Can't really progress without finding the royal crypts, and I'm stuck here till I do. So I guess I'll just have to fight my way through those guys. Oh, looks like they moved far enough out of my way that I can pass through them nicely. Good. If this is a dead end, I'm going to be rather unhappy as well. Looks like it's going to be that way too. Okay, so now is the treasure hunt part of the game that you don't really want to do, but looks like I'm going to have to do it. Where you just have to search all the way around for the crypts. It's probably up in this section here, maybe? I don't know. I'll head there now, though. Not great. Not ideal. The good thing about those grotesques is that they obviously explode, dealing damage. Helps you clear a bit more of the enemies out of your way. And contrary to popular belief right now, I'm not running the 100% map completion. I'm actually looking for the exit. The exit's just kind of eluding me. Yep, as you can see, if I had simply gone this way, I would have made it to the exit right away. Except they're blocking my way. Good. Okay. So, we're now in the Royal Crypts. We're making our way to the Crypt of the Skeleton King, which is our main goal here. There's a few little lore bits here, so if you activate his sword, you can see a little bit of the game progressing if you stop and watch. He pops up here, activates a few things, yells at you, who dares bring the warmth of life into my tomb, activates those, and you just kind of say, you're a crazy old coot, and continue along past him. Just kind of hoping for some ashes there. A few more for a speed boost, no such luck. So, let's just keep going on for the, continue onwards. This is one of the parts that's static, so it's always the same look to it. You're always doing the same thing to make it to the same door. Maybe I can kill a few ashes here. Yes, awesome. Just enough for a speed boost. Skip that little cutscene. Okay. So get these guys out of my way, and then we're off to get those guys off of me so I can make it to his Royal Highness. Put the crown on him, and then just kind of wait for him to wake from his royal slumber. His long, boring slumber. Kill a few things as he's waking up. A little bit of a speed bonus here. Okay. You awake yet? There we go. Welcome back to the land of the living. Your stay will be short. Alright, down he goes. Grab a few things off him and continue downwards to the desolate chamber. So you can see at the center of the hole that there was it was actually a man that fell from the unknown. You talk to him, he doesn't remember what he is, who he is, and you go back to New Tristram. Talk to Deckard Cain, who's been talking to the guy, and you're off again to the Fields of Misery. You learn from Deckard Cain that this man had a sword with him, and as he was falling, the sword broke into 3 different parts, and each one made a similar looking hole to that one. So the first one, from what you gather from the stranger's memory, is found in the Khazra Den in the Fields of Misery. Again, the Khazra Den spawns sort of randomly. It can be anywhere along this along this big section of field. You hope to find it fast, as with the rest of the game, but you never quite know. So you're kind of dodging all these guys and keeping a sharp eye out for the Khazra Den. That, unfortunately, is the Scavenger's Den. A good thing that the developers did with this is that they made some of the doorways yellow if they were just extra little locations on the map, and made them blue if they were what you need for the quest. So I was lucky to spot just the very edge of this instead of walking by it. And we're now in the Khazra Den and making our way to the first glowing sword shard. Good. Fit through. So you see some in-range zealots and some cultists. They're doing magic on the sword shard, trying to collect it. So you have to kill them off, and as you kill them off, you have someone named Magda come up to you. She is the leader of the Coven, and you'll learn that later, or now, I don't remember which, but she's the leader of the Coven, and she's obviously here to collect the sword shards for her cult. You kill them off, she says some stuff to you, you say some stuff back, and you're taking the sword piece back to Deckard Cain. Deckard Cain says thanks for the sword. The next part is that they say, oh, the next sword shard is in the Temple of the Ancients. You now have Leo with you, as Deckard believes that her knowledge of the Temple of the Ancients will provide useful to you. It's kind of doubtful, considering I am a powerful adventurer, but hey, if she wants to come along and give us some history lesson on a temple that we really don't care about, that's fine by me. So this part is again another statically generated one. You always go just keeping to the right of the border, following the road up to this. Unfortunately, in this case, the quest marker isn't for the Broken Blade. This is a little storyline where you run into your second follower, the Scoundrel. He's gotten himself into trouble with the Thieves Guild thanks to a little artifact he took. And you kind of have to help him out and help everyone else out in the situation. Yeah. Speech skip all that. Say thanks. And then you have to wait for him to come along and open the door for you. And then you're continuing onwards to the waypoint where you send him off, or you tell him, hey, you're an adventurer like me. You can join me. Except you don't really care to figure out which of the text boxes is for him to join you, so you just kind of skip past them. This is Alaric. He says, to enter the temple you need to get 2 beacons from the nearby festering woods. They can be found here and here, and he opens up a bridge so you can get there as well.
Ancient doom hangs upon these woods.
I know that the festering woods are also random. I'm not exactly sure if the Warriors Rest in the Crypt of the Ancients are also random. From what I've gained from playing this game, there's usually the Crypt of the Ancients down to the right, and then the Warriors Rest Beacon of Honor is above it and to the left. So it seems to be holding true for this as well. Usually you want you're going to want a speed shrine from here, but unfortunately they're a random chance to generate. There's always a shrine there, you just don't know which shrine. So you grab the beacon and you continue out, disturbing as much as possible, but killing as little as possible. Okay, so here we're going to go up and to the left and hopefully quickly find the Warrior's Rest as well. Ugh, stupid wallers. Okay, look, glitch on the wall there for no reason. Yep, and there's the Warrior's Rest where we'll pick up the second one. So, you walk through here. This one's a little easier to navigate than the other one. A few less enemies as well. I'm hoping to get a good little... Yep, I'll have to kill these guys eventually so I can warp back to town, but that's no problem. So I'm going to kill these guys off and then use the waypoint that I found before just at the Drowned Temple and just warp back there instead of walking all the way back through the woods. Check our items again, see if there's any stats improvement, and then put the beacons on the pedestals, and Alaric will now let you through. He tells me the temple is open even though I can see that the temple is open. Bit of a thinker there. Anyway, so here you want to just move past all these guys and meet Izig the Prophet, ancient Nephilim champion. You want to kill him as soon as possible so that he can raise his three brothers. They all appear: Brother Laryl, Brother Moek, and Brother Carol. You kill them. This guy's like, "Wow, you're a good fighter. You can now go through for what you came here originally for." And you can find the glowing sword shard. Except Magda's already here and beating you to it. So you have to kill the cultists again so you can actually progress. She gives you some cryptic information about Leah, who it's awfully convenient that she's with you for that information. And then you head back to New Tristram, give the shard to the stranger, and he tells you, hey, the next sword shard is in Wortham. You don't exactly know where Wortham is yet, so your objectives tell you to go talk to the ferryman so that you can go find Wortham. Okay, might as well drop a few things on my way. You say, hey, take me to Wortham, and he's like, okay, but I will give you a warning, the whole town's on fire. You know, small little things like that. And as you can see, there's just a bunch of cultists here. It's kind of hard to tell who started the fire, but someone wrote a song about it, and we can pretty much tell you the answer now. So you get to the chapel, you know, you run into some priests, they tell you, hey, we need some help, so you kill off the cultists that are attacking them. Magda appears, she's like, I beat here again. And she spawns a few more just for the fun of it. You kill the big guy, and you have to wait for some dark berserkers to appear, who are apparently invisible now. Oh well, they died. And then you talk to the priest, and he says, oh yeah, we found the sword shard, we stashed it in the cellar, because that's obviously the safe place to put it. You make it there, you find that, oh, Magda's already grabbed it, and she's now got all three sword pieces, and our friends, and she conveniently took them to Deckard Cain's house. Here's a big long sad cutscene that you just skip over. You know, everyone's feeling guilty, everyone's sad, and you're back to Wortham. That's that. A little interesting note about the early stages of this game. It doesn't matter what weapon you use, they're all kind of useful to you. So, as you can see, I'm currently wielding a crossbow. And you might be wondering, how can a wizard use a crossbow to cast magic? And I'm just going to tell you to stop wondering about that, because no one actually knows. So if you couldn't tell by now, there's a few spiders around the area. You're kind of going through to Aranea. She's the queen of the spiders. She's not a friendly fellow, but you know, you can reconcile your differences eventually.
The air hangs heavy with the scent of terror. This does not bode well.
This is a very annoying little chamber sequence because it's random, and on top of it being random, it's also very large. So the only real indication that you have that you're going the right way is that you'll run into some stairs, and basically there's like 2 sets of staircases, and after you get to the second one, you're at Queen Aranea, as far as I know. Another annoying thing about it is that most of the monsters here spit cobwebs that you see there, and the webs slow you down a lot, which again isn't great for speed. So here's the first set of stairs. Not really much to it, but at least it lets you know you're going the right way. And after you get off these, you're set to go find your second set of stairs. Another empowered shrine, I guess I'll take it. Not really needed. This might be good. Might be a dead end. It's a dead end, of course. Freeze these guys, get around them somehow. So, Diablo, the actual game itself, is mostly about dungeon grinding, killing enemies. Stupid Waller. Dungeon grinding, killing enemies, and leveling up your hero while finding better gear. Obviously, speedrunning it is nothing like that, and your main goal is to really avoid as many enemies as possible as they slow you down, and to just continue onwards with the game, progressing through the storyline. So, again, right now I'm still kind of lost. I don't know where I am, don't know where I'm going, but you kind of walk further along and hope that you see something that'll help you along your way, and if you don't see anything, you hope that you at least get a quest marker. Alright, so Wallers have blocked me off again, so I just have to wait for their wall to disappear. Kill that guy. Okay, so apparently they wanted me to not go here, hence the walling, but you know, what can you do? So we continue further on into Aranea's caverns. Still looking for the second set of stairs to lead us to her. The worst feeling about these caverns is when you get through this really long winding sequence, as you can see from the map there. Short little pull up of the map. You get through one of these long winding sequences and it's just a dead end. But fortunately for us, this is not a dead end. Here's the second set of stairs. And you're off, walking past this crazed hermit that you met at the entrance, but really didn't want to talk to. So here we are in the chamber. We notice that there is a woman trapped in the web, so you kind of have to talk to her, skip over whatever she says, and hi, Queen Aranea. You want to deal as much damage to her as you can before she runs away, because when she runs away, she goes untargetable, and you just have to kill off the brood daughters. And then after you kill those, she pops back in, says hello, and then just quickly runs away like that. Wow. Hey, Indus. So, you kill off her brood daughters again, and here she is, and there she goes. You harvest the pool of venom, you free Carnia from it, and then to get to the next place you actually have to wait for her to hurry up with herself. So, she has to walk with you to open up this part, so you just kind of check your skills, you know, read the mail, answer some fan mail, and then leave with her. This says that you have to talk to her, but you don't. You just kind of have to... It just takes time for her to walk to the right place, so you kind of ignore what she has to say, and you move on anyway, because you know what she has to say anyway. Here's the goat man. He usually spawns a water bubble if you're slow getting to him, but you just kind of say, see you, mate. So here, you're looking for Carnia's staff, which she left in a wagon. I guess she abandoned it and then got trapped by Aranea. So you're kind of looking around for it. There's a few places that it can spawn. It's random where it does spawn. But once you find it, you go to the same place every time, which is just further along the road. So the quest marker hasn't updated for finding her staff because you haven't talked to her, but you'll yes, Yendis, there is plenty of RNG in the map. In the run, there's map RNG, item RNG, shrine RNG for speeding up. There's basically the run's a lot of RNG, and the place where you save time is by either going the right way or by skipping over a few key points like this. Only problem with not speaking to Karnia is that you don't have the quest marker eventually for her wagon, so you're stuck walking around the woods to find it. And okay, it's probably going to be back in this dark area somewhere. I went to the two places that it's usually found, and I guess that didn't really work out for me last time. But after I finish up with her staff, it's going to appear up there. The next quest mark is going to appear up there to continue on that way. Thanks for the knockback, except you slowed me. That's a little extra event sort of thing. It has nothing to do with the main quest line, so we can avoid it. Still looking for her staff, though. Looks like it would have been just wiser to just talk to her and say, hey, what do you need? She'll say your staff. But I have faith that we'll find it eventually. There it is. A little farther off than I'm used to, but found it eventually. Got a little bow out of the deal, and we're off to the Khazra barricade. I'm going to pick up this pool of reflection for a little bit more experience as well. Onwards we forge, trailing the coven. You know, you get a few Khazra throwing things at you, but really, they don't care about you, you don't care about them. They're just kind of mad that you're invading them, so why bother with them? Let your Templar buddy attack them. You have to watch out in this little section of the run because there's logs falling on you everywhere. If you walk into the wrong places, there's tripwires that you trigger. If I wasn't playing on normal difficulty, it's quite frequent that you do get absolutely destroyed by these seemingly insignificant traps. Hey, no problem, Harry. Sorry about the little issue getting it all set up. My computer really wasn't happy with it for some reason, but at least it all worked out in the end. So here we're just walking past all these people. This guy's funny because he's the king of the goats. He's trying to enslave the goats so that they'll help him, but they really don't care about him. D3 is greater than D2. Yeah, I'll agree with you on that, Head Snow. I like the game. I got it for Christmas. I think it was, I want to say 2012. I'm not exactly sure on that. It was a big purchase for me. It was probably like one of my first big games that I got, and I'm still surprised that I'm playing it like 6 years later.
How does that feel?
Alright, so you see that this place is swarming with cultists, so you kind of assume that you're in the right place. Making it through this part. This part's standard as well. Ooh, I got debated. Okay. Alright, so you run into more cultists and Magda, and you just kind of have to kill the cultists. Wounded Man says, yeah, there was someone with me. They took him down into the Halls of Agony. So, Halls of Agony are basically Leoric's little torture grounds. Leoric wasn't a great king, which is why they kind of offed him. It's part of the storyline that you skipped over. He went crazy. You know, he did a few things that he probably shouldn't have. But we'll skip over what he did for sake of brevity. This one, I'm pretty sure it's the same sort of map every time. You kind of walk off towards this way, and you're hoping to make it to the Halls of Agony level 2. There's a little bit of... Oh, I guess it's not this way. One further down. There's a little bit of a little outside sequence to, you know, get a breath of fresh air, get out of the little tortured chamber area, but, you know, it's a nice break from it all, if you could say.
My knowledge increases.
Level 11. We're doing pretty well for leveling. Yeah, doing pretty well. Almost to the exit here, I believe. Empowered Shrine, not helpful. It's great when you can get a fleeting shrine to help you along your way, but hey, I will continue out this way. Sure hope I didn't go the wrong way. This is a dead end. This is a dead end. Unfortunate. So if you ever see me accidentally like walk into a closed door or something, it's because I'm looking at the map too much. I'm looking at the map to see what's ahead of me, as you can autopilot fairly well through this game. Alright, I'm gonna just step back here to avoid the cleavers falling on me. Maybe, yep, just barely get by this one and cycle that one. Good. If you run into them, they knock you up, back, around, and deal a little bit of damage to you. The damage part isn't as big as the knockback and slow part. So there we go, we're into the Halls of Agony level 2, and now we're going off towards the Highlands Passage to get that much needed breath of fresh air. Freeze these guys along our way, and keep going. Oh good, we already got a quest marker. The game must have decided, hey, you're going pretty slowly through this. Here's your quest marker. Here's where you're going. Now would you hurry up, please? Yep. I don't really need the quest marker here because this was the chamber I was thinking of. It's usually the same route to it every time. Get out of my way, fools. You have no interest to me. Good. More cultist members and their dark berserkers. So you kind of get the gist that you're going the right way again. Templar hits a few things for 9 damage and then follows you. So you're off now to the Cursed Hold. It's kind of the jail of it all. You talk to Queen Ascilla, who was beheaded by Leoric, I believe. You know, again, a little thing that he did. Might not have been popular opinion. But here you have to free all the prisoners and then find the warden who appears after you free them all. You have to go past this to progress to the next part of the Chambers of Agony, and eventually to where you're going to find the stranger. The annoying thing about this little section is that the map is usually the same, but obviously the prisoner spawns are a little bit different, and you have to usually find the right way in. So like you can see there's the yellow dot and the prisoner's remains there, but you couldn't exactly get into him until you went all that way around. So you free his remains, hopefully make it past through these guys without any trouble, and you're continuing your search. Oh, this is lucky. There's 2 right next to each other. That's pretty good. I'm hoping the other one's on this south part of the chamber system as well, but I won't hold my breath about it, but I'll still check for him anyway. Oh, so Paragon points are not allowed in this one. New game means it's just a fresh character, no items from your stash, no Paragon points, no anything. It's just a vanilla playthrough of the run. There's New Game Plus, which does allow for that stuff. I haven't really delved into that too much, but it obviously would help you progress through the game a lot faster. So I hope that answers your question. So here we are, still looking for the guy. Whereabouts is he? Is he over here? Might be over here. No, definitely not over here. Oh, you have a speed build monk ready to go? Okay. There's the last guy. Okay, good. Found him relatively quickly. Got a belt for it. We'll put on the belt. It doesn't do much, but helps out anyway. I'm just going to take a quick detour in here for the pool of reflection again. And we're going to go back to the middle for our little meeting with the warden. He's going to say, "Why are you letting people out?" I say, "Because I want to meet you." You know, you're such a stand-up guy from what I've heard. Oh, another pool of reflection. That's nice. Kill some things as he takes his time to appear. Speech skip anything you can. Alright. Say hello, say goodbye. Thank you for your hospitality, sir. No need for the explosion, but... So here we're just kind of continuing along. I'm dropping out most of my inventory so that I don't care about it. Large group of things here. Fortunately, they're all easily taken out by a little wave. There's another, that chamber off to the left was another little storyline part. The legendary I have is the crown from the Skeleton King. I don't think I got that one from the Skeleton King, though. I think I got it from something else. I don't quite remember, but I wasn't really worrying about it. Because obviously it takes time to discover them, and it's not really worth the stats because you're killing things so fast anyways. Large group of things here.
Your grave awaits.
Kind of walk by those. You see these fire pillars, and they don't really matter. Yeah, it's Leoric's Broken Crown. I believe the legendary effect on it is increase the... I'm pretty sure it's increased the effect of whatever gems socketed into it for by like 50% or something. So if you put a gem in your helm, it does like vitality or experience. And out of my way, fools. The plus XP really isn't worth the discover time. You're gaining... Like, again, that might be something I need to explore because it's nice to get to the teleport section of the wizard and the disintegrate. But I don't think it would be worth it, but again, that's something I need to test because you're min-maxing, as I said before, you're min-maxing killing things, moving faster, killing objects, and all those different things. All these different little micromanaging things. So it looks like the only way that I have left to go is up and to the left, so I might as well go do that now. Hoping to find the Chamber of Suffering down this way. Not entirely sure. I'll just wave those vessels before they can explode and come after me and start hurting me and whatnot. They don't really deal much damage, obviously, because it's normal, but it's whatever. Another thing that I was considering looking into was actually playing the game on like hard or expert mode. And then once you make it to level 21, 22, lower the game difficulty down to normal again, because the higher the game difficulty, the more experience you get. Okay, so here we are in the Chamber of Suffering. Skip all these cutscene stuff, get a little bit of a weird camera angle, and then we just start hitting him for whatever we can. He hits us, we hit him back harder. Dodge him so he doesn't stun us. Don't dodge well enough so he stuns us anyway. And then continue lasering him down. He hooks us, we freeze him. We really don't care what he has to offer. Grab a few things off him. See if they're better. Some of them are, some of them aren't. There was a legendary in there, but you say goodbye to the Butcher. So once we get past the Butcher, we're into the Cells of the Condemned. Have to walk our way down this long bloody staircase. It's kind of interesting. Not great, but you do what you can. You get to a cutscene where the cultists are working magic on the stranger. Unfortunately, unlike the Templar, you can't actually ignore this guy. You need him to progress the storyline. You let him go, you free him, you give him his sword, and he suddenly remembers who he was. So this is the Archangel of Justice, fallen from heaven. This is Tyrael. He'll be with you the entire way along. And so you've got Tyrael, and now you can progress to the next stage of the game, which is Caldeum. A little bit of a loading zone there. Not too bad. Faster than Portal, Kappa. And you're now in Caldeum in a hidden camp. You talk to Leah. She tells you, hey, go here. This might be useful for you. And a lot of the game is just running through the different parts of the Caldeum Bazaar. Ashira says hi. She tells you, you say, you're a guard here. You must know where Magda went. And she says, yes, she went this way, so you're off to go that way. And along your way there, you run into your last little follower person, and it is the Enchantress. I hope to skip through the next little part of it, but if you... Okay, so I don't have... you can't skip through it, but... I don't know if you can hear what the Templar is saying, but basically what the writers have written in is that... basically, there's a love interest between the Templar and the Enchantress, for love at first sight, blah blah blah. It's kind of, a little bit more storyline that I don't care about because I'm speedrunning. The Enchantress makes it up to this rock. She's like, haha. Coven's like, hey, you've fallen into my trap. And the Enchantress is like, yeah, this is just magic. I'll help you. Enchantress is your waifu? Okay. I'll respect that. You'll have to fight the Templar for her, but, you'll deal with it. She gets this fake wall out of your way. And then you run into some Iron Wolves with some Likuni attacking them. You might be able to walk past them, but I'll still say hi, So now you're off to distract and disrupt some. You're off to disrupt some Coven rituals. The tough part about this little section is that they're mostly in the same way. If you get really lost, you can just kind of slow down anywhere, and the Enchantress will say, "Look, more hidden footprints," because the Coven left footprints behind in the sand and then they just tried to cover them up. But the Enchantress is so good at what she does. She's like, haha, you can't fool me. I'm gonna go chill for a bit. Thanks for the good luck, Harry. Hope you have a nice time chilling. But I'll see you again in a couple of hours when this one's done. So usually I think the event's held in there, but I guess it's not to be this time. So I'll just kind of... Oh, there it is. Hidden Conclave. They're doing some stuff. You just kind of say, hello, goodbye. I was joking that all you have to do to disrupt the Coven rituals, because they're so bad at magic, is just say, abracadabra. They say, whoa. You pull a card out of their ear, and you're like, is this your card? Whoa. The end. So the next ritual, obviously, for my sake, is on the exact other side of the desert. Not great, but it is what it is. Is this it? No, this is the Sirocco Caverns, which I do not care about. No, it's not down there. There's nothing useful that ever happens down there. Just a little treasure part. Okay, definitely not down there. So I'm kind of just walking around the outskirts, because I know where they practice their magic is somewhere around here. I don't know exactly where. Hoping to find it sooner rather than later. But we'll just see. Oh, there it is. The secret altar. You enter. You take a look at what's going on. Painmonger is their bodyguard. Abracadabra. And I'm out. So now we're off towards the Black Canyon Bridge, towards the little alcove. Okay, as soon as those guys get in my way. Good. Unfortunately, you can just follow the path along to this one. No power drifting on the roads in this game, unfortunately, but, walking isn't that bad. Do I actually have no regeneration? No, okay, I have a little bit of regeneration. It's just very slow. Alright, Enchantress, what do you have for me? Okay. I didn't care enough to figure out which button was the one to have her come with me, so she's not joining me this time. Sorry, Head Snow. I know you're very disappointed, but what can I do? Get out of my way, fools. Okay, so you realize that the road to wherever you want to go is blocked off, so you have to take a little detour around through these stinging winds. Not exactly a memorable detour, considering it's all just sand out here, but you do what you can. Walk along this edge to the bridge. This one's actually in, so you don't need the enchantress to repair it for you. But you know you're going the right way to the outpost when you see some stairs. You see a waypoint called the Cassim Outpost waypoint. Interestingly enough, the guards actually help you, except this guy's following me. Stop following me, thanks. You talk to Lieutenant Backham. He says go down to the command post. And look, oh no, Magda's here. She's baited you in. So you have to kill the demons, open up the locked cage, and let the real guards out. And these are the actual guards. And as they come out, they say, Iron Wolves take back the town, blah blah blah. You just have to kill these things too. Get them out of your way. Usually there's like one or two that are just hiding out somewhere. Yeah, they didn't get the memo, so they didn't really get a chance to do anything useful. And they let you go through to Alcarnus, where you're hoping to find Magda. Yes, the second act is very boring. The fact that most of it's just set up for Zoltan Kuhl eventually, and it's a lot of just walking through the desert, makes it very, very Resident Sleeper. There's not much I can do about that, unfortunately, but it is what it is. So this is another randomly generated area, but fortunately the road to Alcarnus is always the same. It's always located in the same location, so I don't have to walk around looking for it. Waypoint found, road to Alcarnus, and you're at the bridge to Alcarnus. You can mostly ignore that guy, except he's so fat that you need to get him out of your way. And then here you get some caged prisoners. You can rescue them if you want, but as we all know, that takes time, and you really don't care enough to waste your time for them. You run into all these people, you know, they got bad aim, they're doing their incantations and whatnot, but you just kind of ignore them. You say, okay. Grab the pool of reflection as you go by. Disrupt a few things. Ignore whatever that guy's doing. And you're eventually to the Lair of the Witch, where you'll meet Magda. Speech skip this cutscene. She laughs at you. You freeze her. Just a grand old time. She starts spawning things at you, and there's Magda down. Get out of the range of those, and you're back to the hidden camp. Yes, this run does include Act 5. Basically, the Act 5 was DLC included in the Reaper of Souls expansion, but because the game lets you level up to 70 and gives you this extra act, it's kind of mandatory to play the game through. So I'm lucky to already have it, but it'd probably be worth it if you only have Diablo 3 anyway. Alright, so here we run into Belial with his guards. He sets them on you. Leah has a bit of a spaz. And yeah. You run into Belial a little later, and he claims that he needed to set the guards and demons on you to keep up the act, but he really doesn't. You'll figure out why later. Yeah, there we go. Destroy the demon summoners. Last part of Act 5 is really cool. Act 4 is really short, surprisingly, but it's also got an interesting little end to it.
The sewers from here.
Alright, sewers of Chaldeum. We escape the palace, and we're into the sewers. We gotta get through all these little guys. On our way.
How I knew my mother was alive.
But you
Leah's still thinking about what Magda said to her when we found the sword shard in the Khazred and the hidden temple in Act 1. She's like, wow, what if she wasn't lying? And you just kind of say, alright, we got it. Let me buy you, thank you very much. Yep, there we go, there's the wretched pit. And we figure out that Magda wasn't actually lying, and Adria is a real person, and that Adria is in fact Leah's mother. A long lost reunion, blah blah blah. Sappy stuff for the storyline. Opens a portal, I use the portal, and then I go talk to her. Talk to her a bit more. She gives me something about Zoltan Cool, and we're off towards the Oasis Gate in the Flooded Causeway. Which again is a sewer. You've run through the Chaldean Bazaar again to get where you're going next. Surprise, surprise. Level up a couple of things and head into the Flooded Causeway. Here we run into Emperor Hakan, and you're like, hey Emperor Hakan, what are you doing here? How'd you get out of the palace? And he's like, yeah, blah blah blah, I'll open this gate for you. And you're in the sewers again. More sewers. Ruined cistern. These ones are pretty random, I think, but usually they're so one way that any wrong turn that you make quickly leads to a dead end, and you know you're already turning around after that. Another enlightened shrine. Not having great luck on these shrines, unfortunately. But what can you do about it? Alright, so there's the path to the oasis, and we make it out to the Dalgur Oasis, which, given the... It's amazing that in the middle of this desert wasteland and all... Oh, there's a fleeting shrine, thank goodness. Okay, that'll help us move along faster. It's amazing that in this desert wasteland there's actually a oasis in the middle of it all. Okay. That's Fisherman's Cellar. So we're looking for the Forgotten Ruins. We don't really care about anything else.
I'm just warming up.
I guess my coloring note was wrong from before, but alas, not much I can do about it now. So the Dalgur Oasis, there's a really, really big area. The place where you go after the Dalgur Oasis is the same. It's always found like near the top left of the area, but where you're going in the oasis isn't always the same, unfortunately. So we're just gonna walk around, look for it. Hopefully we find it quickly, but you never know. Okay, so I think I've reached the top of the map. Maybe not yet. I've probably still got a little bit more to explore over this way. Get all these guys out of my way.
I'm just warming up.
I'm just warming up. You'd think you'd be warm after walking around all this time, but alas, you might not be warm. So this is obviously, so that's Sarath Silverbolt. He guards where you're going next, but you need to find the Forgotten Ruins before you can go in there. Let's see. So it's not in this little section of the map. There's lots of different parts that you recognize after playing through it a lot. Some more helpful than others. That's not helpful at all. I'm hoping for a pity quest marker again. Save me some amount of walking around, because it can be like you can see how far we've already walked, because you have to scroll the map to look at where we are already. I get the feeling that it's not going to be in this section though, and that I'll have to backtrack. Sorry about the little map spam. I just kind of have to look at where I'm going. No, it's definitely not down there. Okay. Let's keep going around this way. Go back to where we came from almost. Yeah. So I guess we're gonna have to walk around more of the Oasis, Resident Sleeper. But again, no worries. I'm just having a grand old time in the Oasis. So let's try going this way off of the waypoint. I guess I could have just taken the waypoint back, but then I would have skipped over a lot of exploring and looking for it. Get the feeling it's not going to be back here either, but I'll check it out to please myself. Ease my troubled mind. Yeah, captive villager, you can just keep it down over there. I'm not looking for you. Give you a bit of a cooldown. Waste a little time, but hey, he looked a little warm, I'll admit. So where are we going? That's another little map, a special event in that area. Not exactly what you're looking for, but it gives you an idea of where you're not looking. So that kind of narrows down a lot of the dark space for me again. But again, it's not where I'm looking for, so I'm still lost. Where's my pity quest marker, please? I didn't miss anything up there. I did miss the left side a bit, but shouldn't be too bad. This is one of the reasons that Act 2 really isn't the highlight of the run, because all the maps are so big and spread out that you can easily spend all your time looking for something. Oh, there we go. I was just at it. Okay, that's no worries. So here we are in the Forgotten Ruins, and we're looking for the guy's head. Basically, the next part of the run is putting together all these different parts of him and getting the Black Soul Stone from him. And then he meets a rather unfortunate end. Spoilers, of course.
Didn't see that coming, did you?
I'm hoping for a quick little... Nope. I was hoping for a quick section there, but I guess that wasn't meant to be. Thank you, Anonymous, for the $20. I can't read the donation. Can't update the tracker either right now, but we really appreciate it. Oh, good. There's his head already. Okay, hopefully we can get out before that thing catches up to us, or worse, hopefully they're distracted by the Templar. Barely made it out, but that's good enough. Alright. I could kill everything around me to make it so I can use the waypoint, but I think at this point it's just going to be faster to walk there on my own. So yeah, we're going to go all the way back up to this little section of the map here where we already were. Do I have anything interesting yet? Nope, I still have my wizard hat. I might as well do my inventory dump again as I'm getting there. Okay, ignore the big guy yelling at us and make it to this locked doorway. Oh shoot. Okay. Whoops. My bad. I forgot a part. Okay. That's no worries. I just have to go back to town.
I'm returning to town.
At least I'm already here when I come back. Yeah. Give the head to Adria. She's like, here's the spell that you're gonna use, Leah. And lo and behold, you have the Ghost of Zoltan. Cool. Yeah, okay, so we're already here. As said before, we needed him to unlock the gate for us. Let's put these on, a little bit more damage. Hello, Emperor Hakan. he tells us what we have to do, and we continue.
This place has the characteristic stench of
So long as he lives, Calhoun is under siege.
I'm hoping to get in a little passive, but can't change skills while in combat, so we'll just have to wait.
Much like us leaving footprints.
Okay, so we're looking now for the exit of this, so we can go pull the lever and relieve some of the water pressure off of the waterlogged passageway, which we're going to use to get back to more desert resident sleeper. Just use this to get some people out of the way. There's the quest marker, which means we're getting close. Unless the game's trolling me and I should have taken the passage back there. Yeah. Yep, game's trolling me, of course. Oh well. It is what it is. I know that I was in one of my practice runs for this, I was in Act 5, and there was a really long way that I had to go, and I went all the way along, and then the quest marker popped up for the middle, so I'm like, oh well, there's just going to be this little passage here, so I ported back to the start of the little section, and then I realized that no, it was actually further along. It was actually further along that long passageway, so I had to walk all the way back up it. Okay. So, we're in the eastern channel now, looking for the exit out of it so we can pull the control switch. Tell these guys to get out of our way. Lots of red skeletons. Might not be this way. Might be. Nope. Another dead end. Oh well. At least we got some experience. A little bit of a 2x experience bonus. Bad wand. Dump things out of my inventory so I don't keep looking at them. I was hoping to maybe get some move speed boots, but I guess those weren't. I wasn't lucky enough for those this time. Okay, well, no worries. Definitely a long little passageway that leads to a dead end, so unfortunate, but what can you do? Okay, take the healing well even though I don't need it. Healing well, as you might suspect, it restores you to full health. Very useful if you're able to fight around one. And use it when you get really low, but that's pretty much what potions are for, and because we're playing on normal difficulty, again, nothing to worry about. Okay, dead end. I'm hoping that this is the right way because it nearly looped in on itself, so if there was a quest marker to appear it would troll me. But not entirely sure still. I'm hoping it's not another long dead end. There we go. Alright, we're out of here. Pull the lever. A little cutscene plays. We skip. And the waterlogged passage is now open. So here we see a shaking barrel, some diseased bodies, and you kind of figure you're in for a good time. But unfortunately, it's just another follower that you get. And it's good old covetous Shen, the crazed jeweler. This dude's an absolute nut, and he probably doesn't even know where he is right now, but he was hiding in a barrel, so he felt safe.
Were you named?
He ends up being really helpful to you, but he's just a little bit off as a rocker, so I can't really fault him for that. Get out of my way, fools. So, I was just another little thought, because I have the jeweler with me now. If I were to discover that legendary item, I couldn't actually make use of the gem in the socket right now because I don't actually have any. I haven't come across any gems yet. I'm not sure what level they start dropping, but I obviously haven't made it to that level yet. Okay, so now we're out in the ancient path and we're making our way along to find the blood of Zoltan Kuhl from 2 different places in the desolate sands. The most remarkable part of this little section is that the developers for Diablo III were able to find another different name for another barren wasteland. And that's about the only interesting thing about this part. It's just more sand and barren nothingness. There's this thing that's kind of cool. It's the ancient device. It's not really useful for time, but we'll use it and see what pops up. Slain Merchant. So whenever you touch this thing, it gives you another random outcome. So I think there's 10 different outcomes from it. It's kind of weird, but I figured it's a little bit of time for a cool thing about the area. Just a waypoint. I thought it was one of the caves. Oh well. So I think the Cave of the Betrayer usually spawns on the left side of the Desolate Sands. There's like a big hole in the middle of it that separates like up, down, left, and right from the rest of it. So there's the Cave of the Betrayer. Got lucky with this one. It's got 2 levels to it, and obviously, as you would figure, you would have to go through both to get what you actually want. So we're just going to walk our way through this. See if we can avoid all these little spiderlings. No such luck. Do a couple of wave beams along for them. Recast our ice armor. Okay, so I like the system we're on right now.
I'm so good, I astound myself.
It's looking pretty good. It's probably going to come out to a little circle where you can go 2 ways, or it's just going to come out to the exit. That's nice. Okay, so we're already into level 2. Make it down to the end of level 2 of the Cave of the Betrayer, and we'll find the blood of Zoltan Kuhl at the end of it. I'm beginning to think that this part's going to be a dead end. Yep. No worries.
You're great.
Always have to inspect it though, because you can never be too sure. You turn around and it turns out that that was actually the way you're supposed to go. But okay, definitely took the long way around that for no reason. Helmet, not good. Let's throw that out. Okay, get these fools out of my way. Should almost be getting to the end of this. Yeah, so there's his blood just out in the open for everyone to find, guarded by a couple of spiders. So now we're just going to need to fight our way out of these guys so that we can use the teleporter back out to the front. Avoid the frozen. Okay, so while I'm thinking about it too, oh, I don't have glass cannon unlocked yet. Okay, that's unfortunate. I was going to turn on glass cannon, but I get that in another level. Here's the big hole in the middle that I described, I believe, where you can go around it and it separates the top and bottom of the map. So the Vault of the Assassin should just be up here somewhere, not too far along, hopefully. There it is. That was also some good luck. I was able to find it quickly. Okay, so I will admit the Vault of the Assassin is very rough for navigating. It's pretty big, loops around on itself, and usually the blood is found. So there'll be like an intersection and a little hill in the middle of it, and there's 4 ways to come off of that hill. Usually it'll be found at one of those exits, but unfortunately the randomness of the level dictates whether or not it's going to be like that. But it just kind of gives us something to look for. I'll go this way. Okay. Freeze those guys so they stop bugging me. Make my way through this little passage, past the Guardian Tower. Another little passageway. This will probably dead end on me. Nope. Nope, hasn't dead ended on me yet. Awesome. Okay, so this is like a little 4-way thing I was mentioning. You have 4 different ways to go from a middle portion of it, and what you meet at the end of it is sometimes the blood and sometimes it's just annoying and the game's trolling you. So that way was not correct. This way is also not correct, unfortunately. More blues to pile along on the fun though. I keep hearing a treasure goblin along this way, that's why I was avoiding this one for so long, because usually when there's a treasure goblin it's not useful either. And unfortunately all the different ways of going on this little section prove to be not helpful. So off we continue into further into the vault, looking for another one of those maybe. Out of my way. Maybe another one, maybe not. We'll just see as we get there. Yeah, stuck on a little wall there. Okay, so it's not going to be back that way because that's where I just came from, but I think I'm going to have to use that to connect back up to probably over this way maybe. Maybe over, it might be over back up that way too. I'll coin flip it and take this one. I can go back around to this side from there afterwards, so that's no worries. Yeah, okay, so that was dead end. I got frozen by this guy here. Not great, but it is what it is. So I guess I'll have to explore the left side a little bit more than I gave it credit for. I'm just noticing a little bit of a section here that I haven't explored, and at this point I'm just looking for anything that might help me out. So I'll check this out. It might not lead to anything, but it's worth... Wow, okay. Very good that I saw that then. Okay, so there it was, just out in the middle of nowhere. I'm hoping that that missile dampening thing doesn't make it to me. It didn't. Good. Again, this is like the Delgar Oasis, where you have to go after finding everything in that area is found in the same place every time usually. I don't quite know where I am in comparison with the outline of the map, so I'm just gonna make my way along here because I want to say it's gonna be up this way, but I'm not 100% sure. Yep. Okay. Good. I was right where I was, sort of. So here we are at Zoltan Kuhl's archives. Unfortunately, I can't beat this in only 16 seconds, or 15 seconds now, so I'll have to walk my way along this.
I don't like the look of this place.
And this place is very, very unfriendly and unwelcoming, as you can probably tell. But as you can see, Emperor Hakan came for the party. Who knows why the Emperor would be out here? But, oh well. Alright, so now you have to go open some locks in the unknown depths in the storm halls, and then you're able to get in with Zoltan Cool.
Demons. Did you know that they once voted on whether or not to eliminate all of mankind?
Okay, so let's get these guys out of my way. Oh, health bars have been turned off. Oops. Oh well. No worries.
He is the aspect of justice, and there is no justice in murder.
Okay. Let's try going this way. See if we can find the lock. This section is one where you do want to run into one of those intersection of 4 things, because, well, I said this for the last one too, but this one's also one that should be spawning near one of those intersections. Yeah, I'm definitely getting a sense for how big this map is, though. I kind of hope that it's going to be small, and you just keep going and going and going, and you just never ends, unfortunately. But, as you can see, continuing along, looks like we're going to meet back up with that, but it's okay, because I already explored all of the area up here. So,
Didn't see that
if it's
coming,
not up here, it'd be very welcome to run back into that, but if we run into where I have to be anyway, that's also really good. Okay, so here's the shadow lock. It's at an intersection of 4, as you can see. I'm hoping to choose the right one that leads me right to the exit, but I might not get that lucky. We'll just see as we get along. Yeah, no such luck for this way. So we got the lock open. It might even be worth it to waypoint if I could have gotten some time to myself just from the middle of nowhere, but okay, so obviously it's always in the last place that you check. Okay, so those are frozen guys. Oh, those are going to be a pain to deal with. Oh, never mind. I thought it was going to be one of those pillars of exit, but no, they just gave me the exit right off. Alright, so off to the storm halls we go to open this shadow lock as well.
If only they could see me now.
Okay.
Nicely done.
Kill a few more things, get these guys out of my way. Obviously run into a dead end, because what else do I run into? Avoid the little frozen there.
You're
So,
brave.
by hitting level 16, I've unlocked the glass cannon passive, which is what I wanted before. It increases damage while increasing damage taken as well, so obviously if you're playing on normal mode, the damage you gain is going to be well outweighing the damage that you take. Just going to kill this guy off so he stops bothering me. Get some leggings off him as well. Those accessorize well with my hat.
If only they could see me now.
But accessory isn't exactly what you need in this. Not until later when you're making sets, that is. So I've cleared all that out, so there's really just up here to check out now. So at least I won't be backtracking far if I do have to backtrack. Let's kill these ancient urns. Unfortunately, there wasn't anything else I could kill to get that one extra item for a speed boost. I accidentally froze these guys when they were in my way. That's not very good or helpful, so I guess I'll just have to kill these guys off. That's no worries. Nope. Okay. Looks like I would have been better off going up and to the right. Okay, so this really leaves us with only one place that we can go, and that's up here. So, it's a good layout. It's a really good layout. Just haven't been choosing the right ways to go, because considering I've explored like all of it. Again, we're just being funneled straight down. There's the shadow lock, in the middle of an intersection of 4 again.
Truly believe that Belial and Asmodan could have engineered these events.
Don't. Yeah, this is the wrong way already. Freeze these guys, dodge that thing. Mate 64, how's it going, Ace? We're still in with the Diablo Cozy stream. Alright, so it's not that way, which again leaves us with the last way that we can go. And we're back out to the terminus. So now we've opened the shadow locks, we've gone through both of those shadow locks. Now we're getting into the terminus. And we're going into the realm of shadow so that we can find his body and finish putting him back together.
Lock my body away.
Again. Thanks, Ace. Again, as I was saying before, you spend all this time putting them back together for a very anticlimactic ending, but alas, what am I going to do? It's just what I need to go progress further into the storyline.
Didn't see that coming, did you?
So, as you can see, I don't know if you can see it that well, but there's these little shade stalkers following me around everywhere. They're really annoying. They just kind of take up space, but fortunately they're easy to kill and can be killed off with one little wave pound, as you're seeing me do. Oh, okay. This was good and lucky because I was able to find his body quickly as well. And hopefully I can make it back out. Okay, good. They gave me an exit for the terminus. Alright, so now I talk to Leah. She does her hoodoo voodoo magic. We skip the cutscene. And then we're going into the Soulstone Chamber. So, now that we've brought Zoltan Cool back to his true form, he says, haha, I'm just kidding. You're gonna die. So we have to fight him and his little army. We can mostly ignore them because we just have to kill him, and then he's dead. Pick up a few things off him, get his journal for experience, and then go get the Black Soul Stone. So we're able to skip all that, head back to the hidden camp, and as one would probably expect from the way the rest of Act 2 has been going, we have to go back through the Chaldean Bazaar to get to our next section of the game. Wow. Truly remarkable. So unfortunately for this next part, there's just kind of a long sequence of saving people. Fortunately, they give you where everyone's hiding on the map, and you just have to go around and free everyone. There's a coin bonus for all the people you save. There's also like a time bonus. So what's intended is that you collect all the people, you take them back to the sewers, you keep them safe, blah blah blah. But for the interest of time, instead of heading back to the sewers right away, I'm just gonna continue grabbing everyone and just have a big long wave of refugees behind me. Yes, the regular soulstone was problematic enough, but obviously we needed the extra difficulty and challenge of the black version of it, so it becomes another issue for us. Okay, so it looks like we're getting down to the end of the refugees here. We're doing well. So now we just have to take them all back to the sewers where they can be safe of the madness. And then just kind of speech skip all that, and we're good. So now we make it up to the doors. Leah uses her magic on the door, and she pops it open, and we're back in the city of Chaldeum, which we were already escaping. You can see that the guards of the palace are all turning into Doom Vipers, and it's not exactly what you'd call great news, but it's whatever because you can ignore them. Kamir, Stalker of Shadows, now blocks our path with a little wall, so we have to kill him so that he stops his incantation and that we can progress further along in the city. Unfortunate thing about this is that these gates are also closed, and that you have to wait for Leah to catch up to you so she can use her magic again. and unfortunately, as you might have guessed, she won't do it. She'll try and attack things if there's people here. Fortunately, she eventually got her head into the game and opened up, and we're off to meet Emperor Hakan again. As you might have guessed, or as I might have spoiled before, Emperor Hakan was actually Belial himself. So, might have been a twist. Might have been a twist, but you can kind of expect it if he's teleporting around everywhere with you. Just keeping tabs on you, checking out how you're doing. You know. Sending me nice letters in the mail. Let's skip him coming down off that. Skip all his chatter. So here we're going to be able to just quickly kill him, obviously because it's normal mode. And we're done with him now. Now, interestingly enough, he doesn't actually die. And all of a sudden, everything's green, and he reveals his true form to us. My first time playing through this, I was quite shook. I was not expecting that at all from him. So here you just see him angrily punching the ground. You don't have to worry about him much. You can just kind of laser him to death. You don't have to worry about his smelly breath either. I have to switch to my magic missile because I'm running out of magic. And then on these actually deal quite a fair bit of damage, so I'm just going to have to step my way around these guys while simultaneously hitting him. Setting up for the last part of that, and he's dead. Room goes bright and all, and yeah, and we've got his soul. Yeah, the boss is really fun on harder modes. The only bad thing about him is that if you don't kill him fast enough, he'll just get to the sequence where he's making all those little mines on the ground, and it gets really, really difficult to continuously dodge them and keep on whatever you would keep on dealing damage to him and dodging them at the same time. So he gave me some more items, and that'll help me out. So you've been, after defeating Belial and collecting his soul, you talk to Tyrael, and he mentions to you that Bastion's Keep has been getting invaded by demons. Again, it's the same part of the storyline, really. And you talk to someone, and you get transformed to the Bastion's Keep, where you kind of help them set up to win to beat off the demons and help the invasion. This legendary mace hammer might actually be helpful to me, so I am gonna just quickly spend the time and unlock it. Chain Lightning, Odin's Son, it's very, very good for now. So it gives me a boost to damage. I'll identify hammers and weapons because those are usually the place where you gain or lose the most damage. So it's nice to get a legendary in that socket. I won't do anything further to it, but yeah, it just makes my waves all that much more powerful for good clearing. So what you're doing in the Skycrown battlements to start off is you're helping light the signal beacons and kind of restore the morale of the guards who are defending the keep. You're signaling, hey, we're in trouble, we're getting invaded by demons, and the guards, they all cheer for you and are grateful when you keep lighting them up. So there's 5 of them all throughout the Skycrown battlements. The area is random, but due to the lack of really different pathing that you can do in this place, like you see it's kind of all linear there, you can just continuously walk around. They show up on your minimap lit up for where you need to go, and you light them up as you go along. So you see that there's two entrances up to this area, and by the time I made it up to the little platform above, the signal beacon had already shown up on my map. So let's level up this guy. Doesn't really matter as long as I do something for him. Okay, so just continuously fight our way through the demons, looking for the last 2 signal fires that we have to light up. Freeze those guys as we go by. Refresh my armor spell because it was getting a little low. Don't really have to worry about those because it's normal mode. get stuck on a couple of crates for no good reason. You know, the classics. And there's our fourth fire. We'll light it up. Get these guys out of our way. And keep moving on along towards the exit of the level.
These creatures won't go down easily.
Sometimes you end up doing a little impromptu dance with them as you the game tries to figure out how to get you to that section. But that's a little bit. Fifth fire is always in the same place. Yep, it's always right near the exit, and you can always go. You'll always see that little summoning sequence down to the right there that I walked by, and then it's always really close to Sergeant Dallin near the exit to Stone Fort. So in Stone Fort, to help turn the tide of the battle, you're now going to help the keep to raise the catapults in it. So you're kind of helping them get the recruits out and helping them to lift up the catapults. This is a little side event, but it's unavoidable because you have to kill these guys and have the lift raised so that you can progress further on that way. Okay. Alright, so now you can see that the lift is raising up, but unfortunately it's not reinforcements like you'd expect, it's just more demons, including Dragus the Soldier of Hell. But fortunately these guys aren't too bad, and we can continue along to our regular goal of catapult raising. I think I can quickly afford to give this guy a little ring. I don't know what's on that statted ring, but it's better than nothing. Okay. I'm also going to give him this weapon because I can. A little bit of wasted time, but it's a little bit more damage to help me out along the way too. Okay, there's ran into the stairs there. Okay, there's another little sword I can give him. It'll be helpful, it'll be useful. It's good if you can multitask that while walking along, because then it wastes as little time as possible. So I think if I go up here, no, dead end. Unfortunate, but whatever. So, one of the interesting things about the catapult raising is that for the first couple you're releasing recruits from either a barricade or a little section of the map, and you're getting them to the winches. You don't actually have to talk to this guy, it's a little bit of a time saver. You can just walk past him and destroy this barricade. So you destroy the demons attacking these guys, and then you protect them as they go and lift up the catapult. You don't actually have to protect them the entire time, but unfortunately if you don't protect them the entire time, the game might actually soft lock, and it won't let you progress further if you leave monsters with them. So just to be safe, I'm going to stick with them and just make sure the catapult gets raised entirely. Even though it's going to cost me a little bit of time, it's worth it so that I don't have to deal with the soft locking aspect. Nice thing about this hammer is that it also gives chain lightning, 25% chance of chain lightning. So you might be dealing with a little group and you might see a little lightning spark every once in a while, and that's because of the hammer. Yeah, there was the lightning again. So we're just waiting for them to get the catapult all the way up. Because I have soft locked it here as well. It's not just something you read about. I've had it happen to me, unfortunately. It's a bit of a bummer, but nothing you can really do about it. Looks like the catapult's just about up. You can see the progress bar is full, but you're still waiting for them. Alright, so that one's done, and we can safely move along to the next one without any fear of the game getting mad at us. So I'm just going to start dumping off a little bit of my inventory as we go along here. Hey JD, run's going pretty well. It's about as well as you can expect from a run with this much RNG. Alright, there we go. So, again, we're letting the recruits out, we're getting them to the catapult razors, and then we just wait for the demons to attack us. This part's pretty chill in the run because it's normal mode, there isn't anything difficult about the monsters coming at you either. Might as well give this guy a little bit of warmth. You know, explode lantern oil. Ah, great. Unrelated minions attacking me. That's always good. Get off that frozen aspect.
If my old
Awesome.
mates could see me now.
Okay. So we're continuing along further for the last catapult. Last catapult, in my opinion, is the most fun one. There's a little mini game that you can play with the guy there, because there's no recruits there. He's alone with the catapult, so he basically yells at you. And he's like, "Hey, help me out here!" So the difficult part of the run is raising the winch without having him yell at you, while simultaneously fending off everything. Hasn't yelled at me yet. We're doing well. So you just kind of spam clicking the winch while also trying to get off your abilities. Ah, there we go. He finally yelled at me. Unfortunate. Alright. So that's that part of the quest, I think. As soon as I start killing off the rest of these guys. Alright. So now we go back to Bastion's Keep, and he asks us, oh, please don't tell the guy in charge that I was unhappy. I do like my job, it's just a little stressful, and you're like, whatever. No skin off my back. Alright, so now we go into the Keep depths, and where we want to find the breach caused by one of Azmodan's minions. That guy is not helpful. So the thing you'll notice about a lot of these keep depths is that it's very narrow hallways. It might be a big map, but it's very narrow hallways, easy to get lost, and not usually just one solid way of going. If I was level 22, it'd be a lot easier, because I could, for example, just teleport over that instead of having to walk all the way around. But I am not yet, so I will be stuck. Looks like I was able to kill just enough items there with that wave that I was able to get a bit of a speed boost, which is nice. It's ideal to get speed boosts when you can. Looks like, thank you for the donation, Derabuff. Can't update the total, but I really appreciate it. Speed boost ran out, but it's no problem. Through these few more of these skeletal boys. And the thing about keep depths is that they're really, really long. Like, you can see how far I've come already, and if you run into a wall, if you run into a dead end, it can take a lot of time to just walk all the way back to the way you came, because there isn't really any waypoints until the very end of the room. Looks like I'm going to be looping around on myself, though. I'm hoping that the exit wasn't over at that end. but it probably was. Yeah, I'll probably just go check it out anyway. Get all these fools out of my way. Drop that. Take that. So those little globes that you pick up, they're called the Nephilim globes, and they give you little bonuses, and so it's a minute-long bonus, and every health globe that you pick up gives it a little bit of extra time. And if you pick up enough Nephilim globes, it eventually gets to a point where your attacks will start arcing onto enemies that are with you in the little group. So I probably won't get enough health globes or Nephilim globes to keep that going for long, but just figured I'd explain it while I was here. And right now I'm also hoping that I didn't make a mistake by going the wrong way for this one. I'm seeing a dead end there. Okay, whew. Not a dead end here, and it was indeed the right decision to come back for this one, as there's the Keep Depths level 2. So, now that we're further down into the Keep Depths, our quest has been updated. We're supposed to find the Breach in the Depths, which is where one of Azmodan's minions is hiding.
If only they could see me now.
Level 19, that's pretty good. Opens up another slot for me. That slot doesn't do too much if you kind of press it. I'll show you in a second here. If you press 4, you kind of gain a little energy, and then just kind of expend it as well. Not too useful, as it requires you to think a little bit in ahead, but you usually don't have to worry about things a few seconds ahead of yourself because you've got a wave that completes it for you.
If only they could see me now.
I will kill off this pack because they are jailers. I don't want them randomly following me and jailing me as I go along, so we won't worry too much about that. Enlightened Shrine again, not exactly what you want a Speed Shrine, but
Didn't see that coming, did you?
it's just a bit of trouble. I will kill off this little pack there. Oh, there's another one. Oh well. And keep moving. I think I'm going the right direction, but I've said that before, and I've been wrong about it before.
How does that feel?
Getting on a good little kill streak there gives a lot of bonus experience. So the way that kill streaks work in this game, I don't know if I've explained this yet, but I'll explain it anyway. If you kill a group of 15 monsters or more, you will get a kill streak. At 15 to 30 kills, it gives you, it might be 15 to 40, but 15 to 30, it gives you 1.5 bonus. 30 to 40, it gives you 1.75. 40, I think it gives you, came back on myself. 40 to 50, it gives you 2 times, and 50 and onwards, it gives you just continuously higher. Okay, shoot, I have to go all the way back up there. Oh well, lets me go past this stuff. That's helpful. Most part. Yeah, those are all very helpful items. So, again, something that can be looked into is the benefits of killing a bunch of enemies at once so that you can get the maximum possible, you can maximize the amount of bonus experience you get. Get through those guys. Got another little speed boost thanks to my wave there. This way's a bit windy, but it's going.
I'm just warming up.
Okay, so I can tell that because of this, and because of the name, the big name that appears on the screen, that I have found the breach in the keep depths. You use that breach to get to the third level of the keep depths, and you're looking for the larder now. Okay, that was the wrong way. At least I was able to find it fairly quickly. Let's refresh my ice armor. Awesome, level 20. That unlocks another passive slot. Oh, I still haven't used my first passive slot. That's what I've been forgetting. So the thing that stays consistent about the keep depths is that there's always this long passageway, and you know that as soon as you find this passageway that you're going to make it to the larder, which is where the first boss fight of Act 3 appears. Unfortunately, I'm already locked into my I'm already locked into the combat zone, so I can't change up my skills yet. But this is Gom. Gom is, as you can probably tell, he's a little bit fat. He's the Lord of Gluttony, interestingly enough. And as you can also tell, he's not really that much of a problem. He goes down. I'm going to take this time to put on some of my passive stuff. Let's go with that. And then we return to Bastion's Keep Stronghold. Got some. Oh, that's a really nice hammer. I haven't changed hammers since discovering the legendary. All right, so Lieutenant Lavalli tells you that there's a problem in the armory, and you come in and you find that they're all hunched around the Soul Stone, and that the Soul Stone has kind of exploded, and the Terror Spawn are escaping it. They're not too hard to kill, fortunately, and you go back out to the stronghold, and you're going off towards the Machines of War to continue helping out with the cause. Oops, I actually want to put those on. Okay. So here you talk to Sergeant Pale, and he tells you the keep's getting absolutely bombarded by all these catapults, trebuchets, all that fun stuff, and that it's kind of, he doesn't want to deal with it anymore, really. So he tells you to kind of go out and help the cause by destroying them. But to do that, you first have to get to the Bridge of Corsic. Okay, so I'm liking the damage I'm outputting right now. It's pretty good for clearing things. Bridge of Corsic is usually in the same spot, except I don't quite remember where that is. I think it's just down here. I was probably almost at it. Yeah. And you're on the Bridge of Corsic, which was apparently some great bridge in its former glory, but kind of been ruined by demons a lot. So I don't need the hammer anymore, so I'll just drop it. Clear out my inventory again. So as you can see, it's like halfway through Act 3, and we finally picked up our first gem. So keeping Leoric's crown wouldn't have been useful from before. And really, you only need it for the ruby, and that's not even a ruby, that's an amethyst, which gives you health instead of experience gain. So I'm gonna somehow get around these guys. Okay. There's a second ballista down. So now we're off towards the center part where we're gonna find the trebuchet to destroy. That was pretty good luck on the ballistas that I was able to see them so quickly. Usually what ends up happening is you find two quick ones and then you're stuck roaming the fields of slaughter to go find your next one. But I got lucky here, so that's good. Then again, this could be the one where it's you find the first two easily and you can't find the third one. That's the Caverns of Frost. Another little exploration part that I don't need right now. I'm going to continue along this way. I'm hoping that the last ballista is over here, but I could be wrong again. Yeah, it looks like I'm going to be wrong. It's going to be down here. or yeah, it's gonna most likely be down there. So that's no problem. The good news is I'm also almost to level 22, which is where I start being able to teleport around the map more. And sometimes the game trolls you just by putting up demonic looking stuff like that, so you think it's the ballista, but it's not. Alright, get a better angle on this, and that's destroyed now. So now we're off to Racky's Crossing. Not good item, not good item. I'm hoping for some better boots at some point, because these boots are getting kind of worn. Maybe a little something for my shoulders too, but I won't complain too much about lack of items. Lots of stuff just left around here. I can clear it with a wave, fortunately. And we run into Tyrael, who's like, "Hi, I'm gonna join you." Asmodean appears, and you're at Racky's Crossing, and you have to get to the edge of the abyss and the demon gate. So the fun part about this is that it's really long and really straight, so you can't actually get lost. The only problem with that is, look how long it is. You gotta scroll your map just to see where you're going to start off. But it's no worries. Just keep moving along. Maybe get a speed boost here if there's enough stuff to destroy. Okay, no, I'll definitely get one here though. Or at least I should get one here. Maybe not. There's my speed boost. I ended up getting a little bit of a kill bonus too, so that's useful. And then I go the wrong way. A classic. Level 21, that's good. If I get a moment of downtime, it'll probably happen after. Oh, come on. If I get a moment of downtime, oh, wow, legendary pants. I'll upgrade to Disintegrate and probably to Hydra as well in place of my base armor. No, not looking like I'll get one. That's again. No big deal. Hydra's just there for a little extra passive damage. You just kind of have to press 2 every once in a while, and it spawns a Hydra in that'll help you by shooting things. You don't have to worry about its health or anything. No. Oh. Nice. I was able to get it. So I'll show you the Hydra. Just kind of spits fire at things. You know, a little bit of passive experience helped me along. A little bit of damage everywhere else. But of course that also means I took off my wave. I'll put my wave back on as well. Okay. Awesome. Also maybe can get the Disintegrate off. Yes, awesome. Get the Disintegrate off as well. So now you can see, because I have Disintegrate on, my laser now becomes an actual laser. And it can pass through units as well. So this is a big guy. And he was a big guy. Awesome, got 2 pairs of boots off him. The objective tells you talk to Adrian near the demon gate, but you really don't need to. I'm gonna also discover this as well. Okay, or not. Also gonna discover these pants as well. They'll give me a good speed, good stat bonus. Poxfalds. And the cool thing about each legendary is that it has its own little attribute associated with it. Attribute attributed to it. And so the end game, the actual non-speedrunning part of this is getting together a set of legendary items that work well with each other, and then having the rest of your items complement that as well. So you're essentially, if you get a set that's like, oh, increase all damage dealt by this, and then you increase all damage dealt by that, and then you want your other legendary items to also be putting out that kind of damage, or again amplifying that kind of damage. I think I got pretty good luck here with the area creator first part, because usually if something comes and speaks to you, it's because you're going the right way. I forget what poxfolds do, but I'm pretty sure. Yeah, okay. They're releasing a vile poison stench, which is again just extra helpful damage that if I'm just walking past things and it accidentally gives the stench off, that's good. It's good news for me. So here I'm working my way through the Tower of the Damned to the Tower of the Damned level 2. And I'm finding the first Sin Heart so that I can destroy it and put a little dent in the plans of Azmodan.
Brings you closer to my embrace.
The Tower of the Damned levels are pretty easy to navigate. They're round, and I'm pretty sure they're static, but they might be a little random. I don't quite know. But you just go around a circle and eventually make it to the staircase out of that level. So it's really a really good place to just kind of cruise control along.
Your grave awaits.
Don't need to deal with them right now, so I'll just destroy them. Not enough items here to get a good speed boost. I only see 4 or 5 there. Maybe the chain. I'll give the paladin the shield.
All the pains.
Hopefully it helps him live a little longer in stages. And then I'll just keep moving on. Okay. I'm gonna go. Yeah, that was a dead end, so I'm gonna go this way. Figures out that it's a dead end after recognizing it's a dead end. The classic. And as you can see by the EXP bar just right there, I'm almost to level 22, which is where I get teleport. Things start moving a little faster after that as well.
Could we find more like that?
This spider thing that keeps coming down and saying hi, she's Saidea. She's the Maiden of Lust, and she's probably like the biggest reason this game got labeled as, I think it's M for mature.
I can feel the blood hemorrhaging from the
Alright,
Sin
that was a quick little introduction to her. So she'll continue to just torment us as we go along. But it's no problem.
So
You just kind of try and ignore what she's saying and try and speech skip whatever. Oh, it's this way. Got a little stuck on that thing, but it's no problem. Alright, so area creator level 2. Seems to be a few options where I can go here. I'm just gonna try and pick the one that looks remotely the best. I don't really know if there's a visual cue for this part, so... Well, I know that there's a visual cue, but that's Azmodan as you're getting close to the end of the area. I'll put my Hydra down there. Nope, wasn't this way. Hydra's doing work though. Ah, he hit me. So I'm gonna go up that path now, because that's the only other one we can go down, really. Get these things out of my way. Again, just a couple little annoyances in my path. So this should be, this little part right here should be enough to get me level 22.
My power grows.
And when I have time, which I do, didn't quite have enough time. I was gonna switch over to teleport, but I don't have enough time for that yet. There's the Asmodan, as I was telling you, as my visual cue that I'm going the right way, even though I already figured that out. Alright, Tower of the Cursed. I'm going to use this opportunity. There's teleport. So unfortunately, as far as the uses of teleport go, it obviously lets you teleport, but there's certain things that it doesn't let you teleport across. So like this little thing here, teleport it. But if it looks like you can teleport something, it might be the case, but usually the game just says, not today. Like that, you might be able to teleport, but the game kind of says, I'm going to make you walk all that. Cut that corner as much as possible. And we keep moving down this tower as well. I'm just getting. I don't need Pool of Reflection, do I? I'm already level 22. There's not much else I need. But my pox faults keep doing some good work, so I will keep accidentally killing things, getting a little bit more XP. I think at this point of the game, though, is where you really want to start minimizing the XP gain. You've got your teleport, you got all the skills you need, and you kind of want to, because every level you gain, the game gets a little more difficult as well. So if you can stay at a lower level but still gain these extra items, it would make it a little bit easier, I'd figure. So here we are, we finally found the Sin Heart, and this is again our second encounter with Saidea. You deal a little damage to her, you hope to get, oh that was really good. I'm dealing so much damage that she didn't even get a chance to get away. Usually what happens is you start dealing damage to her, and about halfway through she kind of like teleports away or goes invulnerable, something like that, and leaves you with some other enemies. I was fortunately able to freeze her on that one, and I was able to get just the one cycle of her going. So again, the game's already given me a quest marker, which is nice, but again, it's probably not really needed in this section. I feel like they only give it to you when you don't need it. Teleport through these guys instead of killing them. Avoid him. You hear? There's a treasure goblin. If you ever think like you hear something going yee, it's definitely a treasure goblin further along. Sometimes you'll run into like a kind of trove of them, and all you hear is just a bunch of wah-hey, 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 and you're like, oh boy, this is gonna be fun. So here's the Heart of the Sin. This is where you run into Asmodan for the final boss fight of Act 3. He's, again, because it's normal difficulty, he's not too difficult to kill. He can be a little tricky on later levels of the game, but for this one, he's just kind of done. So you gotta wait for his death animation to play. In that time, I'm gonna discover this mace. So I was about halfway done. Lost a little bit of time. Wow, it's not even better. Okay. Got his soul, and now we're gonna go back to the keep. I got a good two-handed weapon off him though. So I don't need that. So here you figure out that the gang isn't exactly where you expect them, and that Adria's... Yeah, it would probably be better with the source since I have two-handed, but I can't be bothered to figure out the damage combinations right now. So there, you made it up to the top of the area where you found that Adria has now turned on us, as kind of expected. But, so you have to... You skip the cutscene where she's talking about things, and then you get through the demon portal to Act 5, or Act 4, sorry. So here you just kind of... You hopefully avoid that little situation there, but a lot of it's just circling with a laser and just killing everything in your way so that Iskatu will reappear for you. There he is. And there he goes. I still get out of my way, fools. I still picked up those boots that I'm trying to get rid of. Alright, so nothing good came out of that, really. I'll put that gem in there because I can. It's a little bit more damage, not really needed. So you find Ethereal, and he's like, everything's going wrong, blah blah blah. And now you're off to find the Library of Fate for another boss fight. Can hopefully teleport down across that. Nope. Guess not. Oh well. I get a little speed boost here. Ooh, that was a good speed boost. Gave me a whole minute. The way to the Library of Fate is fairly linear. There isn't much to it. You just kind of go along the way that the game lets you go along, and you just continue until you get there. Teleport the stairs. Frenzied Shrine I don't need. Not attacking that much anyways. Teleport along to skip that. And now we've run into Rakanoth. And now we haven't run into Rakanoth anymore. So Rakanoth is keeping the angel Oriel prisoner, and basically you need to kill him to get to the next part. Oriel is nice enough to give you a teleport to get out of the area, which is, I guess, kind of neat because you're kind of saving the high heavens. But so at this point you might notice I'm destroying all these corrupt rifts, and I don't know if it's random or if it's just the last one that you end up finding and killing, but you have to destroy the corrupt growths, and as you destroy them, eventually one of them will reveal a hidden hell portal. Yeah, so there's the hell rift. You make it through and you destroy the rift oculus inside of it, and then I guess it becomes unstable, so the angel kind of shows up and says, "You're in trouble, take my portal out of here." Ah, I failed that teleport. "You're in trouble, take my teleport out of here," and you're going along to the second level of the area. So there's the rift oculus down. Kind of wait for her to give me the portal out and avoid killing everything else. With the way this level usually works out, it's nice that you're able to get out of here right away as well.
Still waiting.
And again, you're now in Gardens of Hope second tier, where you're destroying corrupt growths again, looking for the hidden hell portal, part 2. So just the little annoying part about this is I'm pretty sure that you have to destroy all of them to get to the hidden one. So you kind of have to explore the entire map and hope that you didn't miss one at one point or another. But it is what it is. Okay. I'm gonna just warp up here to... Oh, okay. I'm not gonna warp up there. I'm just gonna take a little look around up here and make sure I didn't miss one. I don't quite remember the area. Okay, good. I did miss one. Did I miss one over here too then? No, okay. Weirdest part about this map is it's kind of on an angle. I don't really know if that's intended or not, but it's just kind of weird when you look at it on a full map like this. Okay, nothing more up here. Ah, stupid jailer. So there might have been one back down behind me there, but there might not have been, so... Get out of my way. I got places to be. Nice little snipe shot there, so I didn't have to walk down after it. Biggest problem with Act 4 is that all the things have big hitboxes. So you kind of have to... That was mean. You kind of have to either walk around them or teleport around them or kill them because they're a lot of them are just impossible to get around. There's another one. Is there still another one somewhere on the map? Don't think there would be another one down here, but I could be wrong. Oh, there it is. Awesome. So I didn't miss any this time. Very good, very clean little action sequence. So here's the second Rift Oculus in the Hell Rift. Teleport to it. I can probably just kill the Mallet Lord. Yeah. Speech skip that part. And just continue along to the Crystal Colonnade. I'll pick up this as I go along, see if it's worth anything, if it's something I dropped. It wasn't. Say hi to Tyrael, tell Tyrael I don't care about him. And find Imperius at the Crystal Colonnade. Alright, so now we're into the Silver Spire. You run into a few things across here, but it's nothing really big. There's a boss fight kind of halfway through it, and then there's the final boss fight near the top of it. There's a bunch of things you talk about, and it's all about like what you've done, you regret anything, but it just ends up as an illusion and more things to kill at the end of it, so you don't really pay much attention to it. Around here there's kind of a spot that you wish you had a you kind of wish that you had a quest marker pop up right away for you, because it's a big range of places, and if you get lost there isn't really much you can do other than backtrack. And again, this is probably one that's very random as well, but you kind of follow the borders around and maybe you'll find a long hallway that leads you closer to the exit. So instead of going back across those bridges all the way back there, I'm just going to continue along down here. Level up. Big whoop. Ah, good, there's my quest marker. Came at a very good time. Okay, so we're at the Great Span. The Great Span is where we run into a boss fight. This is Isual. I believe it was Tyrael's old commander, but I don't quite remember that from the lore. Pick up a little speed boost along the way because there's enough items here, and then we run into him. So here, I'm gonna freeze him. No, he froze me first. Unfortunate. Teleport around him so I can avoid that little freezing. Okay. And that was it. Yes, the Great Spin is where we run into a lot of automated messages. You are right. A lot of stuff that we don't really care to read that much. But now we're on to the Silver Spire level 2, and eventually into the Pinnacle of Heaven. Get out of my way. Most annoying part about those things is that if you deal enough damage to kill them, they'll kind of die, except there's a little state of ash where I'm pretty sure they can regenerate from if you don't deal that extra little 40 damage on the second hit, which is very annoying. Oh, good. Okay, so found a fleeting shrine. That's always helpful. As you probably guessed, I think I've picked one up before in the run, but obviously it helps you to go faster, so... Here, treasure goblin as you run by. You hope you're going the right way, but you never know. Teleport across these. Dead end isn't great for business, but whatever.
If only they could see me now.
Stupid jailers. Okay, there's a quest marker. I got jailed, so I had to wait, but that's pretty fortunate that I was mostly going the right way. Here's the Pinnacle of Heaven. There's a few more automated messages that I don't care about. Blah, blah, blah. And then that opens up, and you talk to Tyrael, and he says, whoop-de-doo. And then you're going off to find Diablo. Your follower gets trapped, and he can't come with you. So he's just kind of stuck there for the entire time until you make it through. But you don't really need him anyway. So this is Diablo. Say hi, Diablo. And he got mad at you because you were killing him too fast. He sends you off to the second part of the event, where there's a Shadow Diablo. Freeze him. Oh, that was nice. Okay. So if you don't freeze him there and he actually escapes, it wastes a little bit of time so that you have to fight a clone of yourself. And basically, if you don't kill him fast enough, there's a lot of sequences like that. So that was a really good first cycle of that. And there you see Diablo, and there you don't see Diablo. So you've killed him, now you just have to destroy him. And you just kind of drop a few things off. I don't need this stuff. I don't need this stuff either. Now you're just kind of taunting him. Skip all this. You talk to Oriel, and this would be the part in the normal game where it ends. But because Reaper of Souls is enabled, we're now in Act 5. So Act 5, you kind of... It's a weird camera angle, but it's whatever. So to start off, you're trying to get into Westmarch, and where there's a bunch of Reapers attacking, and I think you know at this point, but even if you don't, it's because of Malthael coming into the area. Reckon I'll be under or overestimate. I'm not sure at this point. It shouldn't be too close. I'll probably, but I'm not entirely sure where exactly I'm pacing right now. So it won't be too far over or too far under, no matter what the case is. Just so that's known. Over better than under. Okay. But yeah, Act 1 was really slow for this, so I don't know exactly how much time I lost after that, because I know I lost like 6 or 7 minutes just from the Skeleton King alone, and that's like the very first boss in the game. So I'm not exactly sure where I'll end up, but we'll see. Teleport into that, open the door. And you're just making it to the cathedral right now where everyone's kind of hiding out. You have to defend them from all these Reapers. But I shouldn't name my character Caesar because we really don't fear the Reaper. Where is everything? There's the last couple. Alright, we're in the cathedral, and everyone's like, yo, what's going on here? What is that thing? She is a conjurer of death. and she died.
Not ready yet.
Catch Tyr as he goes by to avoid going too far, and then head out the cathedral. Talk to General Torian. He tells you, yeah, there's definitely some weird stuff going down along this area. So let's get you going that way. So your first objective in your first actual objective in Act 5 is to find the Soul Crucible in Gideon's Row. And you'll see what a Soul Crucible is, because I can't really explain it that well, but it's basically what you ran into before. And you just have to go to the spot where it is and find it. So again, I'm pretty sure it's worse than before, but I think most of Act 5 is, again, randomly generated. So there's a lot of side paths, definitely a lot of places that you can get lost, and especially the thing I like about what they did with this is that there's a lot of little mini side quests that you can do that are also randomly generated. So it takes quite a few different run-throughs of this area, West March Commons, to pick up all the side quests, and obviously, as you can see right now, to get where I'm going. Yeah, I agree, Fire. This part is very annoying. So there's a little side quest there in the Wenyan Courtyard. Won't bother with it now because I don't need to.
Need more time.
Alright, let's pop open this gate. Teleport through them. I feel like I'm going the right way, but I'm completely unsure because I don't have a quest marker. I don't have anything to really guide me along my path. Kill that guy because he's making me slow. Teleport along here because it's making me fast. Uh-oh. I feel like I've just activated some side quest, but I'm not sure.
Still waiting.
I know I activated a side quest because the quest marker came up for it, but I don't know if I'm actually going down that way. But you can see how far I've come. Like, look at all that distance. Fortunately, okay, there's my quest marker. I've been going the right way mostly this entire time. That's very good. Alright, so made it to Gideon's Row. Made it out of Gideon's Row too. We made it back into Gideon's Row. And yeah, I'm just going to kind of continue along. Alright, so there's the Soul Crucible. There's a bunch of corpse piles that it's dragging power from. It can be very annoying to destroy these at higher difficulty. But then you run into another Conjurer of Death and you destroy the Soul Crucible. And everything's happy again. And you kind of, for some reason, you decide to check a pile of bodies and you find Miriam the Mystic, which is another one of your followers that you get to come along with you. Forgot about that Spirit of Malthael. Oh well. Miriam's kind of crazy like Covetous Shen, except she might actually know what's going on, unlike Covetous, who doesn't know where he is half the time. So she's actually quite useful for later game settings as well. As you progress, you obviously get better items, and what she does is she can either change the look of an item, which is whatever, it's purely cosmetic, but she can also let you reroll a stat on an item, so it might be a really good item, but it's just missing like one key stat, so you can re-roll one of the item parts of that so that it becomes even better. It's very helpful. Okay, so I went the wrong way there. Briarthorn Cemetery. There's definitely like a bunch of little cemeteries all like patched together. I'm gonna try and find. Maybe it's up here. Okay, good. So there's like little pathways that you follow along. Sometimes they can help you, sometimes they can hinder you, but for the most part, they're usually good to follow along with. But I guess not today.
I see the past.
I
Future. You must
guess I'll head up that way, maybe. I don't want to head down that way because it looks like it's going to dead end.
I'll be as I kill Adrian. Still waiting.
Okay, so I guess I was going to have to go down here anyway, but whatever. The pathway down to the next little section is going to be right in the middle of it. Yep, of course, as is typical. So, we're in the next little section of the cemetery, so we're still looking for the Master Crucible. There's a little side quest, Robert. I don't remember what his quest is, but he wants you to do something for him. That's usually just time-consuming, busy work. So,
I have learned that in terrible situations it is better to laugh than to cry.
just going to teleport around that guy so he doesn't hit me with that. Apparently it wasn't down here that I needed to go, so I'll just track back upwards through the cemetery. I'm liking the looks of this pathway, but could be misguiding as well. Maybe I can get a little... yeah, okay, good. Got a little speed boost off the items, off of the things to destroy here. That's always nice. Oh, almost missed the exit. Awesome. So, here's the Noble's Rest Courtyard. Again, it looks kind of the same as before, just a bunch of bodies lying around everywhere. Not exactly a warm and happy welcoming place if you... I wouldn't give it a 5-star rating. Something stunned me. It wasn't very nice of him. Alright, there's another Matron of the Crucibles, and there's the Soul Crucible that you had to destroy. So Miriam comes along from behind and says, Urziel came to say hi to you. You have to go find Urziel, and yeah, he's basically your next part of the goal. So I'll toss out a couple items here. I'm still dealing with my speed boost, which is nice. And then you run into Diablo and something to do with the Soulstone Sliver, and you're now heading off towards Westmarch Heights to find Urziel. Okay. The tough part about some of these monsters is that they release like a ball of snow sort of thing, and anything in its path will slow you. So you can see that the bonus quest is destroy 3 Maidens of Flame. I'm pretty sure that if you keep running into them, that means you're going the right way, but it could just be something that I'm misremembering. Might as well throw some amethysts in these things. Oh, not that way. Ooh, failed the TP. Oh well. A little bit more intelligence, up my damage a bit more. Kill that guy trying to slow me. I was originally going to turn away from this area, but it kind of looks like it extends further than I'm expecting. That's the Spirit of Malthael. He's just there to say hi. I thought he was one of the Death Maidens. I guess he wasn't. He doesn't really do anything. He's just kind of there to instill some fear into you. So it looks like this was the incorrect way to go, as far as I know. I'm just going to teleport across this. Yeah. Get the rest of the map revealed there, and then kind of head back out this way. I guess I'll go... I'm going to go probably up to the left here.
Defenses are nothing.
Okay. Oh, it's dead end. Of course it's dead end. It's probably going to end up being, other than slow. Oh, a wall and a slow? Come on, man. Doing me dirty. I'll destroy you guys too, because you're annoying. It's probably going to be up here now that I think about it, so, oh well. I'm pretty sure it's just faster to kill those things when they come up instead of just walking all through there slow, which is why I keep killing them.
Not ready yet.
Okay, so there's... Okay, get these things out of my way. Alright, so here we are, we found the Tower of Corlan, and we're going to go in and fight Urzael. That was a good teleport. So Urzael is the Harbinger of Death. He's one of Malthael's minions. And like Diablo from before, he kind of gets mad when you take him down to a certain amount of health and just stuns you. He doesn't stun your follower, interestingly enough, but whatever. He's just annoying. He's got flames, he's got everything, and he's got a nice spot of death. So now Malthael appears somewhere along here. And then I have to return to the Survivor's Enclave. Ah, I didn't mean to move. So that was the first major boss fight of Act 5. There's 3 in total. I won't spoil anything for you yet, haha. So, it's no worries. Now we have to go off to talk to Miriam, sorry. She tells me that I have to go find Adria, who's still apparently alive after she betrayed us at the end of Act 3. Laura Ethnar knows that I'm probably going to be a little unhappy about the events that transpired between Adria and Leah, and that I'll probably run into a little issue with her, to say the least. So he's like, I'm coming with you. So now you're looking for the entrance to the Tomb of the Rakis. You're in the overgrown ruins, which is kind of like the rest of it. A lot of it's just the same looking kind of stuff, but apparently there's difference. I probably wouldn't know. And you find that the Tomb of the Rakis has been, the entrance has been sealed off. I don't know by what, but apparently there's some enraged boggots here to be unhappy with you that you're here. They're easy enough to deal with. You kind of swipe your laser at them. And then the big boggart boys come in. And we continue along to the Blood Marsh. In the Blood Marsh, you're looking for a Nephilim Guidestone, as shown by the quest dialogue there. But there are, I believe there's 4 different Nephilim Guidestones, if this is the part I'm thinking about properly. There's like fire, wind, water, and I think earth. I'm not exactly sure what they called them in this one. But the issue with this is that there's four Guidestones, as I said before, and each Guidestone gives you a different pathway, or I think it's pathway, it's either pathway or something else. And you need to eliminate the wrong ones or find the right one. So yeah, this is that one, and that is the fire passage eliminated. So you can see there, that's the fire passage on my map there. And you have to eliminate the fake passages and get to the real passage, which is going to be one of the other 3. So right now you're looking through the paths of the drowned. Again, looks about the same to me as ever. And you're looking for the next Guidestone to help you.
Need more time.
Where everything's obviously trying to kill you and wall you in. You know, about on par for the course. Let's destroy that tower. Something you have to watch out for here as well. Oh, okay, so there's the leaf passage eliminated. Something you have to watch out for as well, you could see it there kind of, are these little traps on the ground that come up and fire you the wrong way. Alright, so here we are going off to the wind passage. I don't know where it is. Oh, it's all the way across the land. At least we were able to find the stones quickly. So you can see some of the fake paths there, but we were able to eliminate the wrong ones, and now we're off to go find the correct one. Yep. These traps just keep kicking me along. You can sort of see them in the ground, but I'm not really paying too much attention to the ground. I'm more paying attention to the way the map's shaping up. Let's go along this way. Yeah, okay.
Still waiting.
Good.
This is the passage for which I've been searching.
There we go. So now, using this wind passage, we're going to try and find the ruins of Corvus at the end of it. I don't quite remember the storyline for this act well enough to tell you what the ruins of Corvus are for, but I just remember that they're vitally important to our plans, so I'll leave it at that. Failed warp. Failed to teleport through that wall, so I have to walk through all these guys. All throughout these ruins, there's a bunch of scarabs that come over the wall, so you can see them there. And basically, they're just a whole ton of little enemies that annoy you. Ugh, should have gone up. See if I can teleport that. Nope. Basically, the scarabs are just there to be annoying and to get in your way, as you would probably figure. Okay, Cursed Chamber. Side quest that I really don't care about. Just gonna try and make it through the end of it. Ah, good. There's the ruins of Corvus. And the ruins of Corvus, there we go. They lead you to the Great Hall, and the Great Hall is where you'll end up finding Adria. You tell Lorathnar, like, go away, man. You've come with me this far, but go away. I don't need you here. So he says, oh, you're going to kill her, and you're like, well, obviously, man. I didn't come this far to make small talk and sing Kumbaya around the campfire with her, so... another failed teleport. Unfortunate.
Your defenses are nothing.
I can teleport a little bit ahead here. Just kind of make it through. Let's go this way. Let's go up instead of down.
Still waiting.
Nope, Frenzied Shrine is not a fleeting shrine. Oh, hey DSX. Run's going pretty well. We're just currently going through the ruins of Corvus to find the Great Hall and to find Adria for our second boss fight.
Not ready yet.
Except, apparently we went the wrong way, so gonna have to double back.
Your defenses
Just gonna wait for my teleport to come back up so I can fail that warp again. I should really be able to warp these, but I don't know why I'm not being able to. Probably just the fact that it's like, hey, there's a door here. Go through the door, man. Alright, so I just have to make it back up to this section of the map. It's not too far, so it's pretty good.
Didn't see that coming, did you? Still waiting.
Yeah, that was a good teleport. Oh boy. I love my little mini events. I don't care enough about the golden chamber, so I'm just gonna ignore it and continue along. Ah, good. Some good fortune, finally. Got a fleeting shrine. Door. Failed warp. Unfortunate, but okay. Probably going to be a door here to stop me from doing that. Yeah. I could probably warp back through that wall over there, but unfortunately, today was not that day. Alright, so here's the Great Hall. And here's what Adria has become. She's a bit scary, but she's nothing we can't handle easily. I'll put my Hydra down. I keep forgetting about him. Just so he'll pump out a few more those damage ticks. And there goes Adria. It was nice knowing you. So I actually don't remember if someone comes along. Okay, good. There was someone who came along, but now I go back to the Survivor's Enclave. I might be able to skip that little section, but in the end it doesn't save me too much time, so I'm not too concerned about it. Hello, Tyrael. Oh, okay, so we're going to the Pandemonium Gate. And there's a bunch of evil people already here. So you have to kill them, and then as Imperius comes along. And I'll have you know that the first thing about Imperius is that he takes his sweet time doing everything. You see how he walks? He's a man who's got nothing. He's got nothing to worry about. I'm trying to go places. He's trying to not go places. He's just annoying. So eventually he makes it through, and we have to go find him because apparently we couldn't just talk to him there as well. He tells us to follow him. We can't make it through this thing. So we get ambushed by a few things. You know, we're not having any troubles with them whatsoever. But then all of a sudden, whoa, these big group of things comes up, and he swoops in, saves the day. He's like, come on, man. And he takes this thing out of our way. And then again, instead of staying with us, he teleports off again. Very, very rude character, if you ask me. Not at all helpful. Yep, here he comes again, swooping in to save the day and destroy this. And you're just asking yourself, why couldn't you do this sooner, my man? Alright, so here's the first Siege Rune Keeper. He, as you would figure, has a Siege Rune for you. And Imperius comes along again. Gives it through there. And then you can finally make it through to this next part.
Still waiting. Of course you will.
You see the battering ram, and you recognize... He tells you, oh, this thing needs some siege runes to make it work. And it's kind of important to the plotline of the story. So you're now going through the battlefields of eternity, looking for these old keepers of the siege ruins. And they're kind of spread out along the map, but they're quite easy to find. They make themselves well known, if I can get a quest marker for them. So again, I'm not seeing too much in the way of items that I can destroy for speed bonus, but it's kind of unfortunate, but we'll just have to deal without it. So that guy tried to wall me in because he's obviously never heard of going fast in this game. And I'm still not finding any of the Siege Rune Keepers. See if it's... Again, this is a really big map space as well. And as far as I know, it's another one where it's completely random, regenerates every time. Okay, so there's my first quest marker up there, I think. Yeah, there's my first quest marker up there. That's very helpful. I guess I must have gotten just within range of it at the tip of that point. So, it's at least nice that that triggered. Because it would have saved me all this headache of coming along here. The thing I find weird about this this little map for the most part is that nothing... It's another one where nothing seems to change, but all of a sudden you've got a big title screen coming across and it's like, oh, you're now in this part, even though you don't realize it. So you unlock the Timeless Prison, and then you kill this guy for his Siege Rune, and then you just get out of there. Big fun stuff.
Still waiting.
Let's put up this Hydra, hope that he diverts a little attention. I feel like the next guy isn't going to be along this way, but I'll go check anyway. Yeah. So he's not along here. It's not a big problem. So I guess I have to go back down through that little area and find out where the next battlefield rune keeper is, or the next siege rune keeper is hiding.
Not ready yet.
Alright, so that's a little side quest up there, but here's where I actually want to go. Unlock the Timeless Prison and get my... fail the warp. Go and get my rightfully claimed Siege Ruin. And fortunately they're in the correct order that I don't have to backtrack at all to get to the next part. Or apparently I do. No, it's just going to be down here. Man, it's a really far away to just get to the quest marker. Really giving me the gears. There we go. Oh, made it already.
This place is like the nightmare of some madman.
Here's the siege outpost, and as you would expect from the quest given, we're going to find the entrance to the ram here as well. And the ram is going to be powered by the siege ruins that we were already collecting, and just after we kill this guy so that we can take control of it. And finally, Tyrael gives us an update about Malthael's plan, and he then comes along with us. Okay, so we'll put that on. It gives us more damage anyway. Hello again, Harry. We're getting sort of close to the end. We're getting up there. I'm pretty sure it's just get through the Pandemonium Fortress, do a couple of Pandemonium Fortress levels, and then on to the final boss fight. Yeah, Act 5 is pretty fun. It's not as much fun to speedrun because of all the random little areas. Yeah. Yeah, the RAM is insane. It's really big and weird. I remember when I first saw it as well, you kind of going along, you're like, why do all these things keep spawning in on me? But fortunately, it's not too difficult to blast through. Here we are, one last push through. Boom. And we've opened up into the keep. Alright. Helmet. Better helmet. Always good. So here we are at Pandemonium Fortress level 1. There are 3 levels to the Pandemonium Fortress before we end up finding Malthael. What teleport rune am I using? I'm not using any rune right now because I haven't had time to change it, but I'll probably just use safe passage anyway because any rune is better than no rune usually. It's usually just a case of whatever you can muster up. Alright, so we're off to find the Soul Prison. We're going to use some... okay, we're not going to warp that. We're going to use these death gates to help us along our way in some parts. At level 2, when you find a big series of death gates, you know you're getting really close to the end, which is nice. So, again, this part, you're not really sure where you're going, and those, I guess they're ice spawners. I don't really know what to call those, but they'll freeze you anyway, and it's nice that they'll also freeze you, freeze your enemies as well. So if you get trapped, you're not completely done for.
Need more time.
Okay. So apparently I shouldn't have explored that, but it's no problem. Apparently I shouldn't have explored up here either. Get through this rubble. Oh, do I need 31 for wormhole? Okay. Yeah, I wasn't too concerned about leveling up far enough to get runes for these things either, because usually, other than for teleport, usually it's just, it's whatever, it just deals damage, deals increased damage, deals this type of damage instead. Oh wow, I actually passed through that. That was cool. So again, we've had a bit of bad luck here. I still haven't found Still haven't found where we're going to next. I'm just gonna kill these because they're annoying me. Oh, okay. I'm gonna do it. Those boots are nice. And they give movement speed. In the long run, I'm gonna say that it saves time. Move speed boots are great for this.
Need more time.
So, keep moving through this way. Section's a little tough. I'm not entirely sure. Oh, well, okay. I was gonna say I'm not entirely sure where I am, and then I made it to the level 2 of it. So here we run into the Soul Prison, and you destroy this guy who's the guardian of it, and then you destroy the Soul Prison chain. What this thing lets you do is it puts you like in the same state as Malthael, basically. So your character's like, what is this? Am I dead? Like, what's going on? But you're not dead. You're just put into the same state as Malthael so that you can actually damage him. Because apparently without it you wouldn't be able to hurt him. But obviously I can't really test that. Come on, man. Being mean to me for no reason. Rubble. So usually the case is if you follow along to this side of the little area, you'll usually come out with where you need to be. Hey, Fleeting Shrine. Take that. But as I said before, you're mostly just looking for the death gates, as those are, yeah, okay. Those are the little pathways to get to them. Yeah, the final pathway to Malthael is really cool. Oops, I went the wrong way. Okay. Final pathway to him is really cool. You can kind of see the big, I think it's Soul Crucible, I'm not exactly sure. But it's this big thing that it's just, in the background, you just kind of blows your mind how big it is. You're kind of walking along the steps that are all crooked and whatnot, and it really gives you a good final boss feeling to it. On non-normal difficulty, Malthael can be a really big pain as well. He's really really difficult to deal with. So here's the first little pathway. I won't teleport down this, but you kind of get the staggered steps, and then you see this big sphere right underneath you. And you get to the end, and then you're like, oh, okay, there's the heart of the fortress portal. And this is Malthael. This is the guy that you've been following along for all of Act 5. Even though this is normal difficulty, he still does take a bit of time. He's not too bad, but he's still he's a bit annoying. So there's his first sequence trigger. Unlike Diablo, he doesn't send you to like the pit of nothingness. He just kind of does something and takes into his second state of form. I don't think he's gonna get off a cycle on me. No, awesome. I was quick enough to kill him that he didn't get off his second cycle. So this is actually just about time coming up here, even though I'm the one controlling the timer. And it ends pretty much when you talk to Tyrael just at the end here and go warp into the credits. Except Tyrael takes his sweet time, so you have time to check out all the loot and do your taxes in the meantime. So there's Tyrael, and skip over that part, and there we go. That is time. So, probably get the credits come up. But yeah, that's Diablo 3 Reaper of Souls, a new game. I don't really know if it's any percent because there's not really a percent you can do for this, but yeah, that's a new game on Wizard. Hope you guys enjoyed that. I enjoy running this game. It was under estimate. I'm proud of that fact.